The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
On behalf of myself and Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, we would like to wish you a very happy holidays. And don't forget, Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is open 24/7 for emergency services to make sure you stay warm this holiday season. Go to standardheating.com today.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
It's Christmas, a time when friends and family come together to celebrate the season. But it's getting late and your guests just aren't leaving. You've given them all the hints, like commenting on the time,
Can you guys believe it's 11 p.m. already?
over the top yawning, When all of those still don't work, it's time for the newest scent from Yankee Candle's holiday collection, the Get the Out of My House candle. This Christmas, let your guests know. It's time to leave.
This holiday, bring home the sounds of the season with Megadeth.
Frosty the Snowman.
The Little Drummer Boy.
Shall I play for you? Ba-ra-ba-bum-bum.
Do you hear what I hear?
Do you hear what I hear? It's death.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Thrashing through the snow, a very Megadeth Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
All right, welcome to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. Welcome to the most careless broadcast of the year for this radio program. It's Ultimate Eff-Off Day. The last show of the last work week for the year. We're off next week. We'll be back on January something. We're the best morning show in town. We're a juggernaut is what we are. All the other morning shows suck and we hate them. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yes, season's greetings, apparently.
A juggernaut.
Oh, man.
I love that line from that Megadeth bit. Do you hear what I hear? It's death.
That was such a good bit. It's the actual bit's much longer if you get a chance. The Jimmy Kimmel Show, they did that little fake Christmas. And actually Megadeth, I think they've recorded a Christmas song or two that's been on some of those metal Christmas albums.
Boy, they flew right past me on that one.
I don't care so much about just kind of the behind-the-scenes stuff today. I realized I spelled my name wrong on an email I sent to our boss. Oh, nice. I didn't care.
Wow.
I didn't change it. I could have hit the undo send. It was right there for me, and I thought, it's Ultimate Eff-Off Day.
How bad of a misspelling are we talking here?
I just moved an S and an O.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It'd be funny if you wrote like Bart or something. Oh, that wasn't even close.
Well, actually, it was very inflammatory. I signed it Dana. So you might be getting a phone call today.
That's a sign that you've already let go, that you've misspelled your name on an email, and I like to hear that. I like to know that you're letting go for the year.
Yeah, it's one of those.
You're a pretty detailed guy. If you're misspelling your own name, that means you've like I did a week ago, you've tuned out. You've let go, and that's great news.
I lied. I hit undo, and I did correct it. God dang it.
We knew it.
I legitimately did. I sent the email to you guys as well. So,
what do I have here in front of me? Christmas presents? Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
That's true.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. They better be good. They better be good.
Yeah, I want you to open mine because I've been waiting since September to give it to you.
Josh is a great gift giver. He's a very, very thoughtful gift giver. Maybe the best I've ever known in my lifetime. I'm sure this is going to be wonderful. You've been waiting since September. I'll go ahead and crack this open.
And I think you'll understand why I've been waiting since September when you see that.
Says right here on the tag, to Nick from Joshua.
Yeah.
Joshua.
Yeah,
that's a nice rap job.
When did you switch from Josh to just simply Josh?
I don't remember, but I remember the story the way my mom tells it. It's second or third grade. I came home upset and said, I'm Josh now. I'm no longer Joshua because they called me Joshua. I must have got crap at school or something.
You
I guess
said,
I came home. I was upset.
I'm a big boy now.
Yeah, no longer Joshua.
Everyone was like, okay.
I appreciate it very much, Josh. I always do when you go out and get me a Christmas present. I'm just going to go ahead. Beautiful wrap job. I mean, for God's sake. Little cardboard box here in front of me.
Yep.
You've been waiting since September.
Yeah. I think you'll get why.
Oh, for God's sake. That's great. Something that I should have done.
And I was kind of glad that you didn't do it, and that's why I thought, okay, he didn't do it, I'm going to do it.
Something that I should have done in September. It's a Baker Mayfield Tampa Bay Buccaneers jersey.
That's incredible.
I forgot. How did this? Oh, right. I remember how this started. Back in September, we had our little casino party there in Turtle Lake, Wisconsin, middle of September. And, of course, that time of year is when the Minnesota Vikings start another completely meaningless football season. And I remember saying, if the Buccaneers beat the Vikings at the new Metrodome in the home opener, I'll go ahead and buy myself a Baker Mayfield Tampa Bay Buccaneers jersey and wear it to our casino party. Well, because I'm so hopeless when it comes to ordering things on the internet, I never got her done. You got the job done for me, and what a beautiful jersey this is.
That's the color you wanted, right?
Oh, it's absolutely
I
perfect.
love that color.
The creamsicle color. The cream one.
The old school 70s and 80s Buccaneers, orange and red and white. That's a good looking.
That's badass.
And by damn, if I'm following the correct season, this Baker Mayfield is having a hell of a time.
He sure is.
He's having a great season.
Maybe a career season.
Just going to look great on me. Come on, the Vikings need to make the playoffs now and play the Buccaneers.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So I can wear this to my neighborhood bar and piss off all the old timers.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Josh. That's a great
Merry
gift.
Christmas.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas to you.
When you were first looking for the jersey and you were mentioning you were having a hard time, you didn't know how to dial it up online. I happened to be at the mall and I walked into one of those big jersey shops. And the guy was like, hey, can I help you with anything? I'm like, do you guys have a Baker Mayfield jersey? He goes, no. I'm like,
yeah.
All right. Thanks. See you later.
Disrespectful bastard. And Josh is such a great gift giver that, normally opening gifts on air is boring and stupid, but Josh is such a great gift giver that I'd like for the rest of his, as I know he likely got the rest of his something, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wrote, Dana even wrote him a little bit of a note.
Crack open your gifts from Josh.
It's this one, right, Josh?
Yeah.
In how do I say this?
Did you give up with the wrapping on
single
mine?
file order.
I'll explain yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened? What about wrapping?
Ashley, there's an issue with Ashley's.
I'm excited.
Go ahead. Dana's got something there from Josh.
My handwriting's terrible.
It says, Dana, Merry blessings to you and your wiener. Oh, and happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays as well.
Me and my wiener are very appreciative.
Good.
Josh got me cheese.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. What I said in single file order.
Oh, sorry. I missed that part. I got excited.
My wiener and I are trying to open a gift over here.
I blacked out a little when I saw the cheese.
If Dana were any more of a child than he already is, he would run crying from this scene because it was his turn to open present and
That's
you
true.
just stepped right on his nuts.
I remember that as a little kid. You go in order.
You got me Buffalo Bill slippers.
I did, and the reason I thought you could support your favorite team and the rest of us wouldn't have to see it. We wouldn't be looking at your feet, and you could still support your team.
We're pretty tired of this 365-day-a-year Buffalo Bills support, so good idea. Now we can wear those in the privacy of his own home.
Yeah, nobody's going to know.
And stop bothering the rest of us.
Thank you very much, Josh. This is very thoughtful
of course. Now, Ashley, of course,
Wapple
you're
got
welcome.
an action figure. Wapple got an action figure. Sorry, go ahead,
I was
Josh.
just going to say you're welcome. I wasn't saying, of course, as it was thoughtful. I meant, of course, you're happy to do it.
I understood.
And Ashley, as she blurted out, I had to make her a homemade cheese basket. I ordered you a fancy one from a fancy place. And it kept getting delayed, and it didn't show up yesterday.
Oh, no, this is awesome. Thank you so much. I want to eat it now.
I know. Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's the holidays.
Just take a big chunk out of
it. Just a brick of cheese, just eating it like an apple.
It smells good.
All right, Wapple, you go ahead. I'm sure Josh got you. Oh, he didn't get you anything?
No.
Oh, my God, that's devastating.
Oh, this is awkward. That one's not for you, Wapple.
I got nothing from no one. This is sad. It's just like my childhood all over again.
Yeah, they hook your sister sisters up and they forget about little Wapple.
Yep. I get the hand-me-downs from my sisters, so I got a lot of Barbie dolls.
Barbie dolls and training bras.
Oh, hell yeah. A Yellowstone shirt.
Oh, sick.
Oh, from the television program?
Yeah.
Yellowstone.
Long sleeve thin T-shirt.
Oh,
that's a nice
I thought that was a cool looking shirt.
That is awesome.
Thanks, dude.
I was just bitching about that program yesterday, wasn't I?
Yeah.
1923.
That's what he started watching now.
It's all part of the same system, right?
Yeah, so that's like the family, and you kind of find out how the family gets the land.
That's a good-looking shirt.
Yeah, it's a cool shirt.
Like I said, Josh is a great gift giver. It's always worth our airtime because he's a thoughtful sumbitch, and those are all nice work, Josh.
Well,
Thank
nice
you very
of
much.
you to say. Wapple, I wanted to get you one about taking you to the train station.
Oh.
But I couldn't see one that was cool.
Yeah.
Like they just weren't that cool looking.
Is it too late to bitch about the Yellowstone program?
Meaning it's been on too long?
Has it come and gone to where if I take some time here to complain about the Yellowstone program, is everyone going to say, yeah, whatever, dude, that's old news?
No, I think people keep finding it, and also people might appreciate, you know how it is, like, if you give a spoiler out, you're in big trouble. And so now it's been around for many seasons, and you know, and I'm sure some people haven't caught up, but I think the majority of the super fans have.
Okay, and this is not, I'm not going to spoil anything. I just have, I already voiced this to you folks yesterday off air. I didn't say it on air because I didn't know if it would matter. Well, I just got Josh says, yeah, you know, go ahead. It's still relevant. The new wife and I recently got dialed into this gimmick. So we started with the program, the 1800s. What was it called?
1883.
1883. We blew through that, right?
I really liked. Some people thought it was boring. I don't know. I thought it was great. Did you really?
I liked it.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah, that one was tough for me.
I thought Tim McGraw was cool AF.
Yeah, definitely.
Tough meaning you didn't like it very much?
The first couple episodes I never really could get into. It was really slow.
These things happen. There was some slow. Anyway, it's not as if I'm, falling down and touching myself so far to this series. It seemed like people, when this first started airing, it seems like people just lost their minds. So I like it. It's not the greatest thing I've ever seen, but so we blew through the 1883. Fair enough. Liked it. Now we're into the 1923. This is the next chapter, right? Okay. Just want to make sure I'm accurate here. And okay, so far I've liked the 1923, with the exception of the dude in Africa with his blonde lady. I cannot effing stand those two.
I like the dude, Spencer Dutton. And I think, if they have another season, which I think they're going to have, I bet he'll be better. But his wife is really annoying.
Brutal.
The dialogue between those two characters, Spencer, is that his name? The dude in Africa, Spencer, and his blonde lady. The dialogue is some of the worst I have ever seen in any television program in my life. Everything that those two say is so overly deep and meaningful, and it's just, and this was the example I used yesterday when I was complaining to you folks about this. There was a scene from 1923 where dude in Africa and his blonde lady, of course, are just trading deep and meaningful thoughts. War changes the soul of a man, all that kind of stuff. Everything is so deep, and this was the scene where my new friggin' wife and I
don't know why you do it that way, but go ahead.
We had to hit pause on the television because we were laughing at how ridiculous it was. So Spencer, the dude in Africa, says or does something. I don't remember what it was. And maybe some of you Yellowstone fans remember this scene because it was so awful. Spencer, the dude in Africa, says or does something, and his blonde lady says this. And I'm doing my best attempt at her Australian or English accent or whatever it is. She says this to him. She says, "This is the first time that I've seen the boy in you." Okay, and she's tearing up as she says this. "This is the first time I've seen the boy in you." There's a long pause. They cut back to the blonde lady. She has even more tears in her eyes, and she says, "This is the first time that I've seen our boy in you."
I do remember that scene.
We had to pause it, and we had to laugh our nuts off at what we had just. And so now, as we're continuing on in the series, 1923, obviously they're cutting back and forth to Africa, and then they go back to Colorado or whatever state they're living in. Right,
Montana.
Every time they cut back to Africa, me and the new friggin' wife, every time they cut back to Africa, we go, oh, come on, for Christ's sakes.
I really like that guy, though.
I can't wait for him to get the hell out of Africa.
Yeah.
Is everything a little less deep once he comes back home to Colorado?
Well, I don't want to say kind of what happens. It's not Colorado. Spoiler alert. Yeah. But yeah, I don't want to say what happens at the end of it.
I hate those two in Africa.
It kind of seemed like there should have been more episodes, didn't it,
Yes, totally.
If they don't have a second season, then I feel like we wasted a lot of time.
I blew up. I had to blow up since Yellowstone came into the conversation. I had to get that off my chest.
And you'll never watch Yellowstone, I'd imagine, because you don't like Kevin Costner, right?
Well, no, I'll give it a shot.
Will you?
Well, yeah, I will. I will. I don't like Kevin Costner much, but I'll give it. I've gone this far already. I might as well keep going.
A couple other Taylor Sheridan shows. Lawman Bass Reeves. You still watching, Wapple?
No, got out of that one.
Okay, I understand. I thought that was the worst of them.
Yep.
But more and more I watched, the better it got, I thought. But it does start out real slow. I remember telling you after like the third episode, I don't think I can do this anymore.
Yeah, and that's kind of when I stopped. I was like, well, is it worth my time then? Do I really want to invest that much time? Even though I love Taylor Sheridan.
It's slow, but it does get better. And I really like the main actor that plays Bass Reeves. I forget his name, but he's British, crazy British. Have you ever heard him talk?
Yes.
I can't believe the difference between how he talks in real life and how he is in the show.
I can't believe it seems like everyone from England and stuff has an amazing American accent that they can put on, but we really can't do it vice versa. Like, we can't nail them.
We're also not professional actors either.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, even
I don't think he meant just the five of us here.
American actors, it's tough for them to get into a British character.
I don't know. I guess I don't follow that stuff close enough. You might be right.
Because look at Andy Lincoln.
Yeah, Andrew Lincoln from Walking Dead.
From Walking Dead, isn't he? Or where's he from now?
Yeah, he's British, I think.
British, crazy British.
The first time I learned that is when we interviewed him.
Yeah.
Bass Reeves. So David Howell. When you hear him talk, he's kind of fancy, and where he's just kind of gritty, tough guy on Bass Reeves. So it's so different. But since we're talking about TV, I wanted to bring this up, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but if anybody's worried about it, maybe tune out just for a second.
Spoilers are bad for the soul.
They are.
Because the inner child... I was doing The Dude in Africa on 1923. Go ahead.
So Reacher Season 2, Robert Patrick of Terminator 2. He's a part of it, right? He's one of the main guys.
Robert Patrick.
Yeah. I love Robert Patrick.
Terrific.
Yep, he's awesome. Mm-hmm. So there's a scene in there where a guy, he's calling Robert Patrick, and he's mentioning a couple people that whether or not, they need to check up on. And there is an Easter egg in there from Terminator. And Wapple, you caught it, right? Yep. I mean, it was pretty obvious. But I'm wondering, a few people text in and talking about the show. And I'm like, hey, what'd you think of that Terminator reference? And they didn't catch it.
I definitely missed that.
You missed it?
Yeah.
And have you seen Terminator 2?
Yep.
Okay. So you've seen the Terminator, so you should get this reference. All right, I'm going to play a clip. So everybody who doesn't want to hear, here's a clip.
The manager talk?
Nah, I paid off the concierge. EID Neely is checking in under the name Sarah Connor and paying for an adjoining room using the name Starlin Castro. Must be for the Hulk.
Starlin Castro played for the Yankees 6 or 7 years ago.
And who's Sarah Connor?
I don't give a
They said something about Sarah Connor?
Yeah, and
twice.
They asked the Terminator there, they asked T-1000, Robert Patrick, well, who's Sarah Connor? He's like, I don't give an S.
That flew right past me.
Oh, that's great. I love stuff like that.
Me too.
This is funny. Now, I should have done this, a few days ago when I was watching 1923, the series. I just looked it up on Google, and, people hate this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's mainly because of the girl.
Yeah, the main girl.
Yeah.
So I'm far from alone. I don't feel so bad about blowing up a minute ago. I'm looking at Google right now. 1923 is a terrible show. Heated Yellowstone fans hate 1923. That's great.
Yeah. It got like
because it got so sappy, like you said in that line.
My God, the dialogue is just brutal. It's just brutally bad.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go. Okay, cool. It's nice to know I'm in good company.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but any criticism I totally understand.
I would love to see if Nick actually doesn't get into Maine Yellowstone.
I'm going to try.
Show.
I'm going to try. You see, here's the deal. We got a week off here, Wapple.
Yeah.
So, I picked the right time. You know that I never, ever do this, get into series. I picked the right time to get into a series because I ain't got jack squat to do for the next 7, 8, 9 days. So I might even come back to work having blown through. Is it over now, Yellowstone? Is it over?
No.
Oh, but I could blow through up to where they're at this point.
Yeah.
All right.
Because there's parts you're really, really going to like, and then there's other parts you're really, really going to hate. I just know you.
Then it'll be just like what I've experienced so far.
Yeah, true.
Our plans for Ultimate Eff-Off Day are as such. Andrew DePaola, long snapper for the Minnesota Vikings. Andrew DePaola going to jump in with us around 7:30, plus a special guest.
Ooh, a special mystery guest.
Be ready and tuned in for the special mystery guest that will be accompanying Andrew DePaola's appearance. A listener will join us to make their Purple Pick'em score predictions. Christmas time would be a great time to give away all that monies. And then Dad fights 100 plus 50-something. Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder matching up for another vicious trivia grudge match a little bit later. Jungle Jane's going to pop by.
Awesome.
It's going to be a hell of a deal.
Nick and I were talking about it earlier off the air. We only have one more opportunity after today for Purple Pick'em, and we want to give away that money.
Yeah, we do.
Think about all the unpaid time off we could have if we give away that money.
We could have a longer vacation.
Someone asked me yesterday if no one wins during this football season, if we personally get to keep that money, and I said yes.
Were they serious or joking?
I don't know, but I said yes.
Absolutely, duh.
Hell yeah, we get to keep. We split it amongst the 5 of us.
Okay. Yeah. I hope you lose, Pick'em person.
Well, I've been rooting against them all year. So there you go. What else is going on before we take a little break?
Could I talk about something real quick?
Go right ahead, for Christ's sake.
This is your time.
Oh, for God's sake.
Last night, I went and saw the premiere of Iron Claw.
Oh, awesome.
Lick me down.
How was it?
Oh, my God. Is that a great movie?
I bet it is.
We both saw not together, although I wish I would have seen with Wapple. I would have watched him more than I watched the screen. But it was as fantastic as Wapple says it was.
I can't wait. I think I'm taking my son there tonight.
Mm-hmm. You got to take your wife too, Josh.
I want to, but she's ditching us for a party.
Oh.
Good for you guys that you got out and saw the movie. I don't think I'll have not in the next few days. I won't be able to, but
well, actually, I think it's rated R, right?
Yeah.
Any reason that he shouldn't see it? He really wants to see boobs on screen. I've had to tell him no.
There's no boobs, but there is one sex scene.
How old is
this? They don't show really much.
How old is my godson now?
12, but he's on a 5-year-old's reading level.
He should see boobs on television.
I don't want to sit there with him while he does it.
Why not?
It seems a little awkward.
I'll take him to boob movies.
That's fine. That's what a godfather is supposed to do.
Yeah.
If I remember the responsibilities of a godfather, it's to introduce him to naked women.
Is he really 12 and he's yet to see boobs on a television?
Well, he's seen them, but we've had to cover his eyes, But that just seems like what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, I think it's time.
Son, you want to see some great knockers? Yeah, Dad's put together a list. Sit here with me.
That's compilation.
There's a website called Mr. Skin.
I think he's overdue. I'm really glad that you guys liked the Iron Claw. I've been looking forward to it for months. If folks don't know what we're talking about, it's the story of the legendary Von Erich wrestling family. Now, this is right in my wheelhouse. I grew up watching the Von Erichs, and it's such a horrible story. But yet, of course, there's some, how do they say it in the business, Cubby? A story of tragedy and triumph.
Yeah.
There's obviously some great accomplishments that this family made in the world of television wrestling.
So
what's his name? The cute guy,
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron. Did he knock it out of the park?
He was fantastic.
I bet he did. He's really good.
I've seen some articles.
He
does he?
has a package.
Wait.
He has a package.
Do you see it?
Boy.
What are you talking about?
Kind of like there's right when the movie starts, he gets out of bed and he's just in his tighty whities, and it's just a shot of his dong.
No way.
Does not leave much to the imagination.
Yeah, there's not.
No freaking way.
Never-
All right.
All I see is the studio door swinging in the wind, and Ashley is gone.
Yeah.
The dude is absolutely ripped.
Wapple, I've never heard you
Ripped
so
out of his
excited
mind. Yeah.
about another man's penis.
Yeah, I've seen articles written about his chest.
Yeah, I don't think this is a spoiler, but I'm just going to say this. The costume department didn't need to work too hard finding shirts for some of these actors to wear throughout the movie. There were very few of them.
How did Jeremy Allen White look?
He looked great.
Of
He
course.
looked ripped too.
Who the hell is Jeremy Allen White?
He's the actor from The Bear. That was really popular.
And Shameless.
Never saw it. I'm
He got
looking forward
jacked?
to it.
Yeah, he got
That guy
ripped.
did?
He got ripped too.
Because isn't he kind of a thin guy? I've only seen like pictures of the show.
Yeah, he's kind of a scrawnier dude, but yeah, he got absolutely jacked.
Yep.
I'm going up to Mille Lacs County for a spell during our time off. They probably won't get the Iron Claw in their theaters for a few months, will they?
I guess you never know.
Is it still like the old days where the small towns don't get the big movies until months afterwards?
I think they get them.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Then maybe there's a chance I can sneak in and see it.
I saw the Barbie movie in a really small town theater when it came out.
Oh,
so,
maybe times have changed. Well, that's great, fellas.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of wrestlers, new age wrestlers. There's one older wrestler that portray people in there.
And
like MJF is in there.
How does the guy that portrays Ric Flair do?
He's horrible.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
That
really?
was my biggest gripe.
Yeah, because he doesn't look like him.
He
in
does
the.
not look like him. He does not act like him. He does not talk like him.
But sometimes it seems like.
that sucks. They
I
just
love-
completely missed it.
Sometimes you see an actor and you think, how was this person cast for that role? And then they make it work. So in this case, it doesn't.
No, and like there was one line he said lizard skin boots, and I'm like, no, it's alligator boots.
What about the Sheik?
He was great.
Was there anybody else that
he
didn't-
only like made a really quick entrance in? But the person that plays Sheik is Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Which Sheik?
Oh, really?
The Sheik.
Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just
Well,
like
there's been many Sheiks in television wrestling history,
Actually, I think it was
especially
just the Sheik.
especially in the early '80s.
Well, they
There
called
was-
him just the Sheik.
Yeah, I think it was just the Sheik, but you just barely see him, and he's got the turban on and everything like that. But
Anybody else not do a good? Any other of the wrestlers that were kind of disappointing?
it was just Ric Flair.
Well,
That's the only one.
well, it sounds like you were overall impressed, especially by the male bodies.
Yes. Yeah, my girlfriend was with me too, and she knew nothing about the whole story at all. She went into it thinking it was going to be kind of like a fluffy wrestling movie, like lighthearted. But oh boy, was she crying at the end.
That's funny you mentioned that about like you pointing out it's not lizard, because that's what my wife I'm sure is going to do. That's factually inaccurate right there. That's not what happened. She'll know all that kind of stuff.
I get
as well.
aggravated by that stuff. I do.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of movies, but when I see something that's inaccurate as far as timelines and things like that, like when I watched Straight Outta Compton, the story of NWA.
Yeah.
One of the first scenes is the character who played who was the little guy who died young.
Eazy-E?
Eazy-E. Eazy-E. It says 1987 or whatever, right? And Eazy-E walks on the scene with a black and silver Chicago White Sox hat, and immediately I said, the White Sox did not wear that hat in 1987. I don't know why it bothers me, but it does.
You can get up and storm out of the theater. What's wrong with that guy?
Well, it's a very good movie, but still, when it comes on television, I still get pissed off at that friggin' White Sox hat. That hat did not exist back then.
Yeah,
See, I don't know why I get so pissed off.
No, I know what you mean. I don't necessarily get pissed off, but it can be kind of annoying. And I don't know how to make this not sound douchey, so I'll just say it. Sometimes I've noticed, like, I've read the book and then I go watch the movie.
Yeah.
And some of the differences are kind of like, why would they screw that up? It was so perfect in the book, and they
That
messed it up.
frustrates me.
So, I don't know. I know exactly what you're saying, Wapple, and I get that too.
Yeah.
Well, there
But and Ric Flair, it's not like he's a minor character and it doesn't matter too much how you portray that. That seems pretty important.
And I was thinking, I was like, well, maybe the line's trademarked and they didn't want to use it, but I was like, then they have so much money they could shell it out to pay for the, rights to use that line. And it was such an iconic promo, too.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to misrepresent Giant Gonzalez, go ahead. But you don't misrepresent the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. So, all right. The Iron Claw, that's great.
One last thing about it, though. It's funny that Wapple's there on a date because I went by myself, and there's probably about 18 people in the theater. All dudes just scattered by themselves, seeing the movie alone.
I love that.
Yeah,
I feel like we should have met up afterwards, like formed a club or something.
Couldn't quite talk anyone else into going to the theater. I've been there. All right, you're a terrific crowd. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. This is our ultimate Eff-Off day, and we're so happy to have you with. We're going to take a little break, but we'll come back here in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Grace here, customer service rep at Standard Heating. I'm proud to work for a company that understands and takes care of our fellow Minnesotans. Our weather here can be a little unpredictable and even extreme. That's why we've been here for 93 years and counting, to keep our community safe and comfortable.
On behalf of myself and Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, we would like to wish you a very happy holidays. And don't forget, Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is open 24/7 for emergency services to make sure you stay warm this holiday season. Go to standardheating.com today.
Toyota-thon is on, so stop in and get a great deal on a rugged new Tacoma or Tundra, ready to tackle the toughest weather. Find out more at buyatoyota.com. Hurry, Toyota-thon ends January 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, here we go. Diving on into the stupid news. Cubby?
Yes.
Light of my life, I have a question for you. And Merry Christmas, by the way.
Merry Christmas to you as well.
To you and yours.
And a Happy New Year.
I gotta ask, if the state of Florida stopped sending us stupid news stories, would it be the end of the stupid news segment?
It'd be a lot shorter, that's for sure.
Do we need Florida more than they need us?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think, a lot of morning shows do. We've asked this before. Is it just they're more open about the stuff that goes on? Or does really that much more crazy stuff happen?
There's just more derelicts down there.
I think so, yeah.
I don't want to live in a world without Grady Judd.
Yes,
Sheriff Grady Judd.
Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd. I agree. I was just talking about him yesterday. And I've mentioned this before. The police chief in Bloomington, Booker Hodges, he is Grady Judd of the North. and I think he's got a little more swagger to him, I don't know if it's because he's younger or what it is.
A little more bite.
If you're not familiar with him, look up some of his press conferences.
Who is this guy
friggin' funny.
again?
The chief of police in Bloomington.
Bloomington. All right. Today is our final work day for a while. We've got next week. Off.
Excellent.
And our upcoming days away come at a perfect time for me because I need a break from talking about the worthless Floridians. I do. I need a break from this. How about we alter their name a little bit? How about instead of Floridians, we call them Floridildos?
I like that.
Got a certain flair.
Could we go with that?
Floridildos, okay.
Well, I can't get rid of them just yet. Still got one more stupid news segment to blow through. Last Friday, a Floridildo was arrested for a maniacal road rage incident that he put together. A sword came into play.
Oh, yes.
Am I the only one here that owns a sword and 2 machetes?
I have 2 machetes, no sword. Oh, I have a dagger.
Yeah, I don't have a dagger.
I just got nunchucks.
Do you like legit ones or plastic ones that say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on them?
They're a little bit like harder foam. Like it would hurt if I whacked you with it.
Have you ever hurt yourself?
Yes.
Nut shot?
No, it was more just like in the shoulder and stuff.
I feel like every guy's hit themselves in the nuts with fake nunchucks.
I don't have any weaponry at all.
I don't either.
Get it together, guys.
Dude was arrested for a road rage incident where a sword was part of the scene. A 65-year-old man, for the love of Christ. He goes by the name of Gervasio Aracana. He's been charged with all kinds of terrible things. Things nobody wants on their record. So the incident started when two men, Aracana and some other guy, were at a stoplight side by side. Here we go. Remember, this guy's 65 years old. Aracana starts to rev his engine at the stoplight. You know, like we all did when we were 17 years old.
Mm-hmm. Racing for pinks and whatnot.
For whatever reason, the other guy involved here gets out of his vehicle to talk to Aracana. The other guy went on up to the driver's side window, but Aracana drove away. According to the story, these two morons continued this nonsense, racing side by side and screaming at each other from their cars down the highway. Aracana allegedly threw an unknown object from his car that hit the back door of the other guy's car, and it caused some damage. Guy's 65 years old. And that's when both guys pulled on over and got out of their cars.
Road rage is a lot different than in our parents' generation, where it would be laying on the horn for an excessive amount of time and maybe flipping someone off. Now you're risk getting a leg severed, shot a couple hundred times, having your children murdered in front of you because you may have accidentally cut someone off or didn't use your signal.
For whatever reason, now people just, they can't handle it. So both guys pull over. They get smooth out their cars. The other guy probably didn't anticipate this. Aracana got out of his car with a sword in hand, and he tried to stab the other guy. The other guy was able to avoid death and get back in his car and call 911 skis. Then he started recording Aracana with his cell phone, and Aracana, he got the hell out of there. When the cops caught up to Sword Blade McGee here, he used the classic "the other guy started it" routine. And now he's in jail.
I mean, why are you traveling with a sword? You know, maybe you're on your way to some sort of reenactment of your favorite battle.
Good question. Maybe he just has a car sword.
Or were you just really hoping to use it in some situation?
What is that gimmick called? The
cosplay?
Loping? Groping?
Yeah,
LARPing. Yeah, he's going to reenact a samurai battle from...
the siege of Shanghai.
Right. I don't know why folks have a friggin' car sword. You're asking the wrong guy there.
I mean, my wife has purse tuna, so there's weirder things in life.
That's one of my favorite things about it.
If you ever need a package of tuna, just ask my wife. She's got it in her purse.
Purse tuna?
Yeah, she carries around purse tuna and a little plastic fork.
So cute.
You just never know.
Now, a few nights ago, this one's kind of scary. A few nights ago, in the middle of the night, 1:30 a.m., a dude wearing a dress and carrying a dildo in one hand tried to break into an old lady's house while she was home. He did.
That is scary.
What was he going to do with that dildo?
This happened in Florida. The old lady was probably absolutely terrified. Although there could be one or two old ladies out there summers where when they see a man at the door holding a dildo, they might think their wildest dream has come true.
Yeah, they just look towards the sky and say, thank you, finally.
Not in this case. So again, this was a 69-year-old woman, take it easy, at her home late at night, and suddenly here comes a 40-year-old man trying to bust into the place while wearing a dress, and he's got a rubber pecker at the ready in one hand. That's absolutely... The dildo holder goes by the name of Marshall Jones. Like I said, he's 40. Thankfully, he wasn't able to get into the old lady's house. Now, the old gal had one of those doorbell cam setups. Now, tell me how disturbing this would be if it were you. She saw this on the doorbell cam. When Dinkus realized he couldn't get in the house, he began, quote, pressing the erect rubber penis against the door.
Ding dong, ding dong. I've seen that before. We've talked before about a buddy of mine who put on a chindo, I think it's called, where it's a dildo. It should be called a childo, but it's attached to his chin, and he rang the doorbell with his chin-attached dildo. I still got the video.
You have to say that forever.
Yeah, I thought I showed it to you guys.
You did, yeah. I saw it at least.
Yeah.
I'm picturing this guy. Again, he's, trying to, tear open this lady's door. He can't do it. He couldn't get that done. So then he just began pressing the dildo. I'm picturing him very slowly, like with a sad face, just squish, squish, squish.
To make it more disturbing, ours, during the holidays, it'll play some sort of theme, like Halloween, something scary, and there's a little bit of a Christmas tune when you hit our doorbell.
Okay.
To me, that would make it more psychotic.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Every time he's ringing it, jingle bells or something's playing.
Now, just when this old lady thought her nightmare was over. By the way, after he squished the dildo against her front door, he gave up and he ran and he walked away. Okay.
Good.
But just when the old lady thought her nightmare was over, Mr. Dildo Dress shows up again a few days later in broad daylight. Now, I don't know if he had the same setup going or not on his second visit, but he showed up at her house again a few days later.
If you're not already disturbed, that's when I would become terrified. The fact that you might just hope he was high, he was going nuts that night, all the drugs, he'll be on his way. But the fact that he made it back.
The sumbitch is back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I would wish that I had some of that weaponry you folks are bragging about. Swords and nunchucks and throwing stars. The cops got this guy, so they got him.
A texter here says, maybe he was just playing ding dong ditch.
I like that.
His mugshot, he looks crazy in the mugshot, but he kind of has a look on his face like, did you like that just a little bit?
Can I see it?
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't he? Like, he's kind of like, what did you think?
What do you make of what I did? You like it or you don't like it? Yeah, he kind of looks like a guy I'd drink with. Anyway.
Does he really?
Yeah. Now, this is where some of yous are going to be sent sideways. I guarantee it. The cops asked this Marshall guy about the dildo he was swinging around outside this old lady's house. And he said, yeah, I had a dildo. It slipped out.
Oh.
The cops asked him no further questions on that subject.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to know.
They stopped asking questions about the dildo at that point.
All right, I've got an update on the chindo. I thought, it just seems like it should be called a childo.
They effed that up.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But this is the reason that it's called a chindo, according to the Brotherhood. There is a childo, and apparently it's a dildo you're supposed to put into the freezer before use, which I would think would be dangerous.
Yeah, that would, yeah.
Yeah,
but,
some places you don't want frostbite.
That's why they had to go with chindo.
That makes sense.
Freezer. With all those bodies? That's disrespectful.
Disrespectful to the dead.
All right. Yeah, I had a dildo. It slipped out, is what he said.
It happens.
Marshall then told a completely bonkers story about how he was there to protect the old lady. No one's buying that. He's been charged with everything you can imagine. It's not his first run-in with the law, as you might have guessed. He's locked up.
That guy shouldn't be on the streets with the rest of us, that's for sure.
Speaking of frozen dildos.
Pardon?
Well, you just brought up frozen dildos.
I know.
Yeah.
I've just never heard anybody say, speaking of frozen dildos.
I didn't know any other way to branch over to where I'm going with this. The all-knowing brother and sisterhood. Daily, we're impressed by their knowledge, are we not, Josh? It seems like...
It doesn't matter what the topic is.
Right. And that's exactly where I'm headed. Maybe you can help me out. 651-989-9393. Who were the two porn actresses? I'm fairly sure I know one of them. Who were the two porn actresses? Oh, God, this had to be near 20 years ago. Who had that legendary ice dildo scene. It was a historic moment in porn history when two female actresses had a scene with an ice dildo. 651-989-9393. Start your message with Nick. Don't if you're like, I hear folks typing. I want to see if our listeners can get it.
Oh, they do. We've mentioned it before. It doesn't matter if it's, from pocket rockets to rocket scientists. They know everything. So somebody I'm sure knows.
Like I'm fairly sure I know one of the actresses, but this was like you guys probably some of you weren't following porn 15 some odd years ago, but this made all the front pages of all the magazines. An ice dildo scene.
Back on the topic of road rage, I mean, even some relatively cool-headed people, they lose their temper on the road, including it's bigger when it's warm out, Jesus. I guess the other day he saw a girl texting, and of course he was furious. It's dangerous. You're not supposed to text and drive.
He got furious.
He was upset. And it sounds like he regrets this. He was so mad, he rolled his window down, and he threw his beer at her.
Oh!
To teach her a lesson.
Oh, I hope he at least finished it.
Be responsible behind the wheel, he says.
And I'm getting I'm getting a lot of answers on this, but I'm getting conflicting answers. So then maybe the final decision would be what you folks have found on the internet, because I heard you searching on your computers.
Well,
I can't find it.
Retired Air Force Jesus, who you may remember, I believe he's the one that alerted you to Reddit Gone Wild and some different porn Reddit threads. Maybe I'm mistaken. I thought it was him. He has an answer, so I'm wondering, do you see that? Is he correct?
Yes, I see. That's what I believe it to be.
Because he seems to know this stuff.
He even put did you mention that? The exclamation
No,
point?
not yet. Yeah, there was a lot.
He means it.
Retired Air Force Jesus says it was Janine Linda Mulder and Julia Ann. And that sounds right to me. But I've other folks are saying Julie Ashton and Janine Linda
There's more
Mulder.
coming in agreeing with Retired Air Force Jesus.
All right. That's
incredible.
You're nasty, Retired Air Force Jesus.
No, he's not. He's knowledgeable.
Nasty.
He's knowledgeable. And again,
Nasty with the Z.
I'm ringing the bell because, again, there is no subject where our listeners let us down. They just have the answers. I remember that scene like it was yesterday.
Those dildos look cold.
There's a lot of dildos.
You can say that. I said that when I was walking into Lambeau Field a couple of winters ago. It was a cold day. I actually went to see your brand new favorite football team, the Buffalo Bills, a few years ago, Dana. I went to Lambeau Field to see the Packers and the Bills. It was about 6 degrees, and I said that exact statement. I said, these dildos look cold.
I found a whole article that has like 10 sex toys that are safe for the freezer.
Say again?
10 sex toys that are safe for the freezer.
Why are you putting sex toys in the freezer?
Well, I was just interested with all these childos and everything, and then all of a sudden these articles started popping up about, you could actually, it's safe to do.
I think you'd want to warm it up.
What, do I have a date with a penguin? Why am I putting dildos in the freezer?
Some people like the cold more
shock?
than the warm, yeah. No, I've never...
That's okay. You don't have to finish that.
On the outside of things is like cool, but I feel like that would just be too far. It'd make your bones cold.
Too much of a contrast in temperatures there.
Yeah.
Get frostbite.
Things might stick.
Honey, I just refrigerated my penis. Ready for some intercourse?
So when's the last time anybody here's been to awful Florida?
Oh, really long time ago. Probably when I was 14.
2006, I think.
7 years ago?
Yeah, same with Waffle 5-6 years ago.
And I hated it. Did not like it there. I was there for like a layover, so I only stayed there one night, but all that I gathered was that it was not the place for me.
I've been there a few times. Always thought it was garbage.
Just once for me.
When you were there, did you visit Taintsville?
No.
Nope.
Where's that between? Like
a town?
Browntown and Nardsville? I don't know.
You did great. You did great. Yeah. Browntown and Nardsville. There's
an area right between there.
It's not very well kept.
Yeah, okay.
And it's called Taintsville.
I hear it's tough to get to.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very populated.
There is a town in Florida called Taintsville. You want to hear how they got their name? Because I got all the information right here.
I love this kind of stuff.
The story says it's not a commonly known area. They say it's a small, unincorporated village nestled between a town called Oviedo and a town called Chowder. They say that Taintsville is a, quote, in-between area of wilderness between those two major towns. You see where we're going with this?
Mm-hmm.
Taintsville residents, back in the day, they didn't want to be lumped in with Chowder or Oviedo, those two other towns nearby. They wanted their own identity. So from what I understand, this was back in the early 70s. A few dozen families who lived in the area started joking around about making their own town. During one such conversation, a teenager named Boyd was complaining about how hard it was to tell friends where he lived. And the kid said, "We tain't Chowder, and it tain't Oviedo either." This is the story they tell. And with that, the name Taintsville was born. Now, they weren't trying to be dirty with this. This was before taint became what it has become today. They weren't trying to be silly or sexual. County records show that the village was officially recognized as Taintsville in 1971. Now, of course, taint has come to mean, and it says it right here, the area between a person's anus and their genitalia. So now, the village's name has taken on a comedic meaning. I bet they can't keep a Taintsville population sign up for more than a day or two.
Nope. And I do love those stories about, the city manager's so frustrated, right? And they're like, we've tried everything, special bolts. We put the sign way up high, everything they can think of to try and stop. And eventually they just say, screw it, we're just not putting signs up anymore.
They surrounded it by feral cats. There's just nothing they can do. Frat boys come from miles around to steal that sign.
Oh, they narrowly avoid losing other signs, too, because I'm looking at the map of Taintsville. The road that goes right through it is County Road 419. Imagine if it had been County Road 420.
Maybe that was on purpose, right?
Oh, sure.
There would have been County Road 420 signs and Taintsville signs stolen every day.
Now, is this just something old-timers used to tell us? Because I had heard from an uncle that it was a taint because it taint your ass and it taint your nuts.
Yeah.
So is that how taint got started?
That's my understanding.
I'd never heard that.
That's a nice history lesson.
You guys really never knew that?
No.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm going to bring that up at happy hour tonight.
The one you're going to with your parents and grandparents?
I actually said that because I was just saying in general, but I haven't gone to happy hour with my parents tonight. So, yeah, I'll bring that up.
Mom, Dad.
Guess what I learned at work today? My friend Josh told me.
I hope the fellas in our listening audience know what they're up against here as the holiday season is about ready to cut loose for realskis. I hope you boys know what you're up against. It's not good. I'll tell you that right now, by God, it's not good. Doctors have gone ahead and said that the risk of a penile fracture skyrockets at Christmas time. So prepare to give way, boys. If you haven't suffered one already, prepare yourselves.
That's very scary.
One of those things, just the sound of it gives me a shiver.
You've heard the sound or just what you're imagining?
No, somebody saying that out loud, penile fracture.
So you've never suffered the hucklebuck?
No.
Oh, God help us. We've talked broken dongs on this program many times. There's not much I can tell you that you don't already know. Things like, pecker annihilations usually happen when you're really trying to give her hell in the sack. The reverse cowgirl is the #1 dong killer as far as positions go. Get a spotter, they say.
I don't even go there anymore. It's too nerve-wracking now. You guys have wrecked it for me.
We've wrecked what now?
Reverse cowgirl.
Oh.
It just, all I can think of is something's going to break.
Well, the league's more concerned about safety now. We formed a league. The National Fellas League, the NFL.
And of course, stuff that you already know about broken penises. There's a popping sound, there's great pain, there is swelling. One doctor said when patients present their penis to their doctor, it often looks like an eggplant.
I had some adverse effects from this exact thing. Now, luckily, the eggplant thing didn't happen. Well, maybe not luckily, now that I think about it. But yeah, that part didn't happen.
Yeah, that would be dangerous if you didn't know.
It is not fun.
And it ain't no BS, son. Broken wangs are more common over Christmas. and this ain't no doctor talking here, this is just my own theory, we're all drinking ourselves sideways at Christmas. You got a little time away from work. You do things you don't normally do, like maybe even prop the wife up on top of you and have her ride you like you're back at prom.
I think sometimes, maybe your significant other says, here's part of a Christmas gift. I know you've been trying to, I've gotten coupons in the past.
Oh, yeah,
like a little coupon book. We can do this, we can do that. Usually you cash them all in with a day or maybe within the same day.
Yeah.
Hard to spread those out.
Mm-hmm. Burning a hole in your pocket.
Now, I just mentioned, the wife riding you like it's a rodeo. Both of you are drunk. You're not in the same shape you were a number of years ago, and then, boom, you got a broken pecker. I mentioned the wife, but most of the time the wife has nothing to do with it. It says here most pecker deaths happen with the side piece. That's because she does stuff the wife ruled out years ago. The side action.
Oh, then you got to explain that.
No, not if you're paying attention. You don't have to explain that to anybody.
I tripped.
Yeah.
And accidentally fell into this lady.
And again, you knew this already, but if your little acorn breaks in half or into quarters, they say don't be shy, go see a doctor.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't.
Yeah.
I get, there's been things where I've been embarrassed, put it off, but something like that seems to me emergency room stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sounds pretty urgent.
Oh, urgent. What band, what year, Josh? Go. What record?
Boy, I couldn't tell you the year. 1978, I'll say. Foreigner. 1980. I can't remember if it's an 80s or 90s song.
Foreigner, what year? 1981. What
81.
record? What record? Foreigner 4. One of the greatest rock and roll songs ever put together. Urgent. God dang, Lou Gramm sings his nuts off in that song. It's got such a cool beat. If you're a young person, you don't know the song Urgent by Foreigner, turn us off right now and turn that song on.
How isn't Foreigner in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet?
Don't start, Wapple.
I don't get that.
Because you and I are going to end up kicking down the door of that joint.
Yep.
What if we got that song? Let me look.
It's Eff-Off day. We might as well play Foreigner. Urgent. This is great. Early Bronco Jesus texted in. Urgent was our Pee Wee hockey locker room song.
Oh, really?
That's awesome.
Probably never lost a game.
Oh. I don't know how they're not in the... what did you say again, Wapple? The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Mm-hmm. All right, what time is it?
6:52, right there.
Which gimmick do you like better, Cubby? The orangutans or the guitars? We're talking rock and roll music.
Yeah, I think the guitars. It's... Yeah. This would be cool.
We got to get one of these setups around these parts because Cubby sure as hell ain't going all the way to New Zealand for this.
But I do want to go to New Zealand.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Why do you want to go to New Zealand?
Looks awesome.
It does look really cool.
Yeah, it's on my list.
And I like the way they do roll calls when you're in the band.
New Zealand sucks. But they got a great setup at a bar over there. Very original idea. In New Zealand, there's a bar where wicked guitar playing skills can get you a free beer. They've got a beer vending machine that rewards pimp-ass guitar players with a free one. The beer vending machine is called the Panhead Slay to Pay. Did I get that right? Slay to Pay?
Yeah.
Okay. Suddenly that doesn't make any sense to me. Slay to pay?
Like that, instead of payment, you're slaying, right?
Oh,
you understand?
You're slaying on the guitar.
That's how you pay.
And that pays for your beer. Yep. I couldn't make that connection in my head. They got it set up at a joint called Panhead Custom Ales in Wellington, New Zealand. It's essentially a souped-up Guitar Hero for adults. So if you're not following this, here's how it works. It works a lot like Guitar Hero or other guitar video games. The game is equipped with a customized Epiphone Explorer, the guitar. So you pick that sumbitch up, you start playing. It feeds an AI algorithm, whatever that means, to determine the player's ability And then if you pass the test, it spits a beer out the damn thing for you.
That's
Free
awesome.
beer for you.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Now, you better bring your George Lynch, Brad Gillis, Edward Van Halen, or Paul Gilbert level stuff, because they say that the game has a very high bar for what it considers a great guitarist. They say it has rejected some of the best guitarists in New Zealand already.
Oh, that'd be embarrassing.
Whoever those guys and gals are, but they've stepped up. Oh, yeah, I'm New Zealand's greatest lead guitar. And they start shredding, and the machine says no.
Some guy on a date. Hey, babe, you want a free beer? I'll get you one.
Anybody else here? What's that called? LinkedIn connected with Brad Gillis, or is it just me?
Just you.
Just you.
Wow.
That's interesting.
It's the coolest friggin' thing I've heard all day. I don't know what it means to be linked in with anybody. People always ask me that on emails. Hey, do you want to be linked in? And I hit delete. What does it mean?
I used to as well, because I thought it was a scam.
You're linked in with Brad Gillis, of course, legendary lead guitar player from Night Ranger, and he played with Ozzy, and he's just wildly skilled. He's one of the greatest of all time. How did you get linked in with Brad Gillis?
I just sent him a request thinking he'll never, and he responded. So, yeah, I was pretty excited about that. That's my lame claim to fame.
That's cool.
Well, you know, it's not that lame. It's Brad friggin' Gillis. Watch him play. He's incredible.
You guys are professional friends. That's
we
crazy.
Are.
This is a first-of-a-kind machine they've got over there. It sounds brilliant. I would love to see one of those in my neighborhood beer hall, and then have Cubby step up and play a little, how about like Daddy, Brother, Lover, Little Boy, or...
Can we do something a little easier that sounds more complicated?
How about Top Jimmy?
I could do that one.
How about Top Jimmy?
Yeah, I don't know.
When's the last time you listened to Top Jimmy?
Been a long time.
Dude. What band, what year, what album? Go.
Well, it's 1984.
Yeah?
1984. And Van Halen.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, it's that time of year again. Awesome Christmas party time, where coworkers get together and they mix and mingle and get smashed on 2 drink tickets, then grind on each other to songs like this. Have you seen my pants? This friendly officer is asking thanks. Oh, legal weed, I cannot find my apartment. It's the Ostrich Christmas party. Hey girl, come join me in my hot tub. It's the biggest hits from the awful Christmas party. Oh, if you see me and I pick a fight, if down at County is where I spend the night, it's probably 'cause I'm drinking the Crown.
What would you like for Christmas?
Horrified, I heard myself blurt it out.
I want an official Red Ryder Carbine Action 200 range ball air rifle.
Ooh.
You watched that one yet? Did you watch A Christmas Story yet, Josh?
Not
Go.
yet.
No. You'll wait till Christmas?
Watched Home Alone and Home Alone 2. It's about as far as we got.
Classics.
Bunch of friggin' dorks. The cast of Home Alone and Home Alone 2, not you.
Oh.
Bunch of friggin' dorks. Everyone went home a winner last night. Did you notice that?
That's pretty cool.
Everyone went home a winner. Oh, before I get to that, actually, we were talking Foreigner. We played the song Urgent, because it's one of the greatest rock songs ever recorded. Got a text from a guy. Damn it, I forgot his name. And he said, hey, that was our Pee Wee Hockey Locker Room song, Urgent by Foreigner. I got a text from Pancake by the Lake Jesus. He said Jukebox Hero was their 8th grade wrestling team locker room song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's funny.
He said same band, same album. Just saying. I love that stuff. Everyone went home a winner last night. The Russian kid scored another overtime goal, and the Pigs beat Les Habitants in overtime by a final score of 4-3. Got a text from a listener that said it's always a good morning when you find out the Wolves bitch-slapped the Lakers. They beat the Lakers at home last night by 7. Wasn't their greatest game of the year, but they got her done. Anthony Edwards had 27. Carl had a good night. No LeBron. He was just sitting on the bench. He's too important to play back-to-back games. And the Golden Gopher basketball team beat the living hell out of whoever Ball State is. So everyone had a good time last night. Coming up in a half hour, Andrew DePaola, long snapper for the Vikings, will join us, along with a special guest to coincide with Andrew's appearance. A listener will get on air for Purple Pick'em. How do you call it? Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder with the dad fights.
Janel Klein.
Huh?
Janel Klein.
Janel Klein will be here, too. My God, it's going to be crazy. Josh's News is coming up next.
Tap half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Grace here, customer service rep at Standard Heating. I'm proud to work for a company that understands and takes care of our fellow Minnesotans. Our weather here can be a little unpredictable and even extreme. That's why we've been here for 93 years and counting, to keep our community safe and comfortable.
On behalf of myself and Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, we would like to wish you a very happy holidays. And don't forget, Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is open 24/7 for emergency services to make sure you stay warm this holiday season. Go to standardheating.com today.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. Not only is it open enrollment for a lot of people, it's also a time you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, switching to MediShare saves about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. And what's more, they like it. MediShare has double the member satisfaction rate compared to health insurance. Double. MediShare is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of more than 400,000 members. And here's the thing. If you join before December 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, you'll get another 10% off all of 2024. That's 12 months of savings. So I'll give you the number here in a second, but call. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 30th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE. 844-43-BIBLE.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
Eat butt, boner, MILFs, whoop ass, D's nuts, poopsie, and Iowa sucks.
That's the Secretary of State in Illinois there.
Oh.
He revealed some of the over 300 requested vanity plates that were rejected for featuring potentially lewd and offensive or even dangerous language. The Secretary of State said, eat butt.
Yeah, he did.
I got to hear that list again if you could.
Yeah.
Now that I know the context, this could be even more fun.
Eat butt, boner, MILFs, whoop ass, D's nuts, poopsie, and Iowa sucks.
Like that during boner, he kind of started to laugh.
Yeah, he did. What made him want to read this out loud?
They're just kind of explaining, hey, you got to be more mature. We can't issue these plates. He said in a YouTube video, the customized license plate requests were added to the permanent naughty list after being spotted by his team, which he said is well-versed in filthy puns, lecherous language, and sneaky swearing.
304 new plate names were added to the permanent naughty list. Clever is too generous a word, but they did make me laugh.
Yeah, he did enjoy them. The Illinois office received 54,768 requests for vanity and personalized plates this year. The ever-growing rejection list stands at more than 7,674 license plate combinations that are deemed offensive or just difficult to read. In related news, the Minnesota Department of Public Safety Driver and Vehicle Services have 9 new special license plates for next year, the most it's ever released in a single year. According to DVS, they received numerous requests from Minnesotans for new special plates. The new plates include designs from professional sports teams, 2 nonprofits, and a blackout plate. I definitely want that one. I love that Iowa blackout plate.
I'm not familiar.
No. It's black with the white lettering. That's what apparently the Minnesota one's going to look like.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's a cool look. Minnesota currently offers 123 specialty license plates, which can be viewed. I didn't send it to you, which we'll post on 93x.com. Sorry, Ashley.
No, you're good.
Boy, you got to have a good amount of free time to sit around and go through all the specialty plates. I mean, I can't imagine getting involved in something like that.
Yeah, that blackout plate looks cool. I've had 1 or 2 before.
You've had specialty plate?
Yeah, not a vanity plate, but a specialty plate.
What did you do? What did you go with?
I had the one honoring police officers. And I had like a wilderness one, which I know for me is kind of ironic. But
I always wanted one of the wilderness ones.
You know, it's charitable
really?
On both ends, yeah.
You had the wilderness one.
When I was a young man.
That's hilarious.
Did you have the buck, or what did you have?
He can't identify what animal it was. He's an indoorsman.
Yeah, indoors I could tell you.
Yeah.
It was a silverfish, a mouse, something like that. I could tell you what it was. Dog, cat.
It was an owl or a hawk or something.
A woman pleaded guilty to driving under the influence after she crashed into a sign in California warning motorists against drunk driving. 27-year-old Clarissa Hernandez downed a pint of tequila minutes before getting behind the wheel of her Land Rover in the early morning hours of August 11th. She then plowed into an electric signboard in Palm Springs, which read, "Don't drink and drive."
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, she was really hammered. She even had to lean on the smashed sign to keep herself upright.
Oh, no.
She said that, or the police said she was angry, argumentative, and hostile. Well, she drank all that tequila. That's going to do it.
She had a bad day.
Yeah. A Massachusetts high schooler suffered severe injuries when he jumped from a window after taking magic mushrooms, prompting police to investigate a local drug dealer believed to be targeting teens.
We just want to make sure that the parents are aware so that they can keep an eye on their kids, keep their kids safe. Considerable amount of drugs, a considerable amount of drug dealing going on.
The Brookline High School student plunged 6 stories after he took the illegal substance, police said.
He's dead?
No, he survived, thankfully. The incident caused authorities to zero in on a suspected drug dealer named Nico. That's not a drug dealer sounding name. Who supposedly took particular interest in selling to teenagers.
We had a kid at my high school pull something similar to that. He got all wiped out on acid or something and jumped out his bedroom window. If my memory serves me right, he broke both of his legs in half.
Oh, no.
You know, he's a promising athlete. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, no.
So long, athletic career at the collegiate level. My legs have been broken in half because I dumped acid.
This guy was not a prominent athlete. This was after high school. I was at a house party and a buddy of mine got so wasted he jumped out of a second floor window, but he broke his foot so bad. He was so drunk he didn't realize it, so he's dancing the night away afterwards. He had to have 3 surgeries to repair the damage he did to his foot.
Oh.
Yeah, luckily, like I said, this kid's going to be okay. In other drug-related news, an Ohio McDonald's was closed by health inspectors after a customer reported finding a crack pipe in her breakfast order.
I reached in to get my sandwich, and it was right next to it, and I pulled it out to see what it was, and pipe with burn marks on it. It was an obvious crack pipe.
The customer reported the disturbing find in her Tuesday morning order at one of the fast food chain's locations in Columbus. She said she brought the bag back to the store, alerting a manager because she was afraid something similar could end up in a kid's Happy Meal.
Just couldn't believe it, and I was upset because easily could have been a kid's bag of food, you know. It was just really upsetting.
Franchise owner Alex Mendoza said, "We have no indication the item came from our restaurant, but we are continuing to investigate and have contacted local law enforcement to report the matter." In the meantime, the location was shuttered and given until January 4th to correct some health code violations.
Dude, a crack pipe?
Yeah.
Right there in your egg a muffin or whatever the hell.
Boston police are seeking charges against 2 teenagers who allegedly attacked a group of elderly Christmas carolers Sunday at 3 p.m.
Teenagers are the worst.
I agree. Carolers from the Church of the Holy Spirit were there to sing to an 88-year-old woman who had just suffered a stroke. Suddenly, the caroling stopped and screams started. While the singers were facing the home, they were attacked for no apparent reason from behind. According to the police report, the teens walked across the street, counted to 3, and then started punching. Neighbors heard the cries for help and rushed to put a stop to the morons responsible for the season's beating.
I just came outside because I heard the old lady crying and the people saying they got hit. Wanted to check on her and make sure that everybody was okay.
One woman said she was hit 3 to 5 times in the head. She's got a concussion. The other refused treatment on the scene. The 2 carolers injured are women in their late 70s.
If that's your idea of fun, then I don't know. But like I said, if that was my grandmother, you ain't playing like that.
According to police.
If that's my grandmother, we ain't playing like that? Is that what he said?
I think they would have received a beating more so than they got.
I think we got to do something special with these kids.
Yeah. According to police, a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old, both boys, later admitted to the attacks. Police are looking to see if the teens were playing the knockout game, a viral trend with the goal of knocking out unsuspecting people. Again, these women are in their late 70s singing Christmas carols from a church group.
The knockout game is back? I was hoping that never came back.
We got to do something special.
In some less violent holiday history, it was on this day in 1882, the first string of Christmas tree lights was created by one Thomas Edison.
You got to be kidding me.
No, true story.
That is absolutely. Remember back in the day, folks would hang candles from their Christmas tree and then wonder why their farm burned to the ground.
It's so dangerous.
There used to be a neighborhood here. What happened?
And then they also had the strings of popcorn that would light on fire too.
Florida officials are searching for a young man caught on camera walking through Bass Pro Shops holding a large fish in a net.
I don't know why somebody has the audacity to do something so selfish and for what purpose. Fish might have died.
You can see this video on 93x.com. According to the Lee County Sheriff's Office, the man young man walked out of the Fort Myers store with a tarpon Wednesday. He was accused of entering Bass Pro Shops with a net, scooping the fish out of the tank. Bystander video showed the man carrying the flopping animal through the sales floor, flanked by a woman and another man who was filming.
I think the depths that people go for likes and social media is becoming a detriment to society, really.
Becoming a detriment to society?
Sounds like that's exactly what it was. And if you watch the video, it sure looks like that's what they were doing. The Sheriff's Office is working with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission to investigate the alleged theft. This kid can be in some real trouble. They're a protected species.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
So he might be in some serious trouble.
Oh, good.
That's hilarious.
Good. That's fun.
That's such a terrible thing to do. Me and Wapple were talking before the show about it, and for about 20 minutes, I think if we're the ones to find this kid, it's not going to end well for him.
Yeah, I walked in the studio, them having a very passionate conversation about fish.
Yeah.
And saving fish, and I was very confused.
Are you saying you and Wapple are going to beat their ass? Is that what you're saying?
This is so messed up.
You know, fish are human or animals too.
Fish are human too.
Yeah, I was talking about how, someone would do this to a nice little puppy or something. They don't care about fish, though. I don't care if that dies.
Suspected hand grenade, which briefly caused a stir at an Oregon middle school Monday, was actually a plastic bag dispenser for cleaning up dog poop.
Well, plastic bag dispensers for cleaning up dog poop are people, too.
They are. Animals, too.
They have feelings.
The item was removed from school property and school activities returned to normal. It was a loaded diaper, but not the kind you're used to. Security officers found 17 bullets concealed in a disposable baby diaper Wednesday at New York's LaGuardia Airport. Transportation Security Administration officers pulled the otherwise clean diaper from a passenger's carry-on bag after it triggered an alarm at an x-ray machine. According to the agency, the passenger initially claimed he didn't know how the bullet-filled diaper ended up in his bag, but later suggested his girlfriend may have put it there.
His girlfriend?
I was hanging out with my girlfriend.
100% inside joke. We apologize.
In related news...
Can't help it, though, whenever I hear that word.
Yeah, anytime, that's just in my head, too.
Oh, God.
In related news, former Real Housewives of New York star Bethany Frankel said she recently set off a TSA body scanner with her vagina.
So we go through security and I beep. All of a sudden you see the screen and it just shows a red square over my vagina. And the woman looks at me and she goes, so yeah, I have to pat you down. And that's what buzzed off. The whole line is laughing. I did not put anything in there. Yeah, no, I don't have anything metal in my wazoo. So something is buzzing in there. Maybe it's excited to go away on a vacation. I don't know.
In January 2021, officers at a security checkpoint intercepted 13 bullets hidden in a Mentos chewing gum container inside a carry-on bag. The bullets were mixed in with pieces of gum, the TSA said. The passenger, he was charged with unlawful possession of ammunition. He claimed the bag belonged to his son, and his son may have put that there.
That was a sweet line.
What line?
Maybe it's excited to go on vacation.
So why did this lady's vagina set off an airport alarm?
They weren't sure. Yeah, they said there was a red indicator over it. Something was going on. She's got a metal vagina.
Music has been taken out of this portion of the Half-Ass Morning Show podcast for licensing reasons.
A couple big releases arrived in theaters this week, including Zac Efron in The Iron Claw, the true story of the inseparable Von Erich brothers who made history in the intensely competitive world of professional wrestling in the early 1980s. Also in theaters, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, starring Jason Momoa, Ben Affleck, Patrick Wilson, Dolph Lundgren, and Nicole Kidman. In The Lost Kingdom, Aquaman balances his duties as king and as a member of the Justice League while planning a wedding.
Are you guys spending any time with this Aquaman gimmick?
I watched the first one. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. I love Jason Momoa, though.
And by the way, back to the Iron Claw. Wapple and Dana both separately went to see it last night, and they really liked it. There was something I wanted to ask you about, and Josh's audio reminded me. Is the soundtrack incredible?
Oh, it's amazing.
Very good.
Just there in the clip that Josh played, I heard Rush and Blue Oyster Cult.
Yep.
Can you think of any other bands that are involved in the soundtrack for, how do you call it again, the Iron Claw?
Oh, I can't remember. There was one song, and I'm like, uh-oh, Nick's not going to like this one.
Oh, I won't like it?
No, it was from a band in that era, but I know you don't like the band. I can't think of it.
Well, you'll come up with it.
Yeah, but it was a great soundtrack.
Band from the early 80s that I didn't like.
Yeah, it was 70s or 80s that you didn't like. I can't remember.
Who do I hate, Josh? I can't remember.
I'm trying to think from that era. I
like
can't think of many that you...
Yeah, I like most things from that era.
I mean, like Steve Miller?
Oh, I
Was it
hate
Steve
Steve.
Miller?
I think it might have been.
Oh, that sucks.
That's the only one I can think of that I know you don't like.
There you go, Josh. Good one.
Nick doesn't express his dislikes very often, so it's tough. Tough to pick. Now on Netflix, Rebel Moon Part 1. When a colony on the edge of the galaxy finds itself threatened by the armies of a tyrant, they dispatch a young woman with a mysterious past to seek out warriors to help them take a stand. Beginning today on Disney+, the Season 2 return of the animated anthology series, which reimagines the Marvel Cinematic Universe, creating a multiverse of infinite possibilities. What if? Then on Paramount+, the newest South Park special, South Park Not Suitable for Children, which actually began streaming Wednesday. Cartoon nudity is prevalent in South Park Not Suitable for Children as the show tackles the world of OnlyFans. Also in the special, a new school-wide status symbol at South Park Elementary is a drink named Cred, apparently a jibe at Prime Energy drinks founded by YouTube star Logan Paul.
Where do I see South Park shows with nudity in it?
Paramount Plus.
Oh.
If you're not already a subscriber, according to the official South Park X page, you can start a free 30-day trial with the code CARTMAN. They have it in all caps. I don't know if that matters or not, but Cartman, you can get 30 days at Paramount Plus.
Are we going to see Cartman's mom naked? Because I always had a crush on her.
Yeah, there's something about her, right?
A lot of people have seen her naked, that's for sure.
Really?
Oh, really? Did they
Well, no, I mean, on
Park?
the show, she's a little bit of a floozy.
Oh,
portray her as.
I hear what you're saying. Got some birthdays and shout-outs from the Brother and Sisterhood.
I bet you do.
Best of luck to Joe, traveling to Virginia this morning for an experimental penile enlargement procedure suggested by his wife, Erin. Matt texted an early shout-out to his wife, Destiny, just ahead of their 9th anniversary.
Dude, you were able to marry a woman named Destiny?
I think it was set in stone from the beginning.
Destinies usually, you can't tame them.
You can't?
No.
Folded in half, still an inch Jesus said happy birthday to his gorgeous wife this Sunday. Side chick to main chick Jesus sent an early birthday shout out to her boyfriend. 2 pumps and 3 squirts, Jesus.
God. And she went from the side chick to the main chick.
Yeah, she did.
Congrats.
She made that transition. I wonder how common that is.
You become side chick again if Destiny shows up, I'll tell you that.
It was meant to be. Happy birthday to GH from Good Jen, and that's 93X News.
Nick, the band was Aerosmith. You're going to hate Aerosmith.
Oh, yeah.
Which song?
Dream On.
Oh, God. Enough with that effing. You know, that almost ruined Miracle for me when they closed the movie with Dream On. Just bore me to death with that crap. Sorry I blew up. What time is it?
Coming up next, we've got Carol Evans, Randy Shaver, Janel Klein. We've got Brad Ryder, Andrew DePaola of the Minnesota Vikings, Purple Pick'em, and a special guest.
The Minnesota Vikings interview.
Don't worry about the horse being blind, just load the wagon.
Touchdown! Vikings win it! On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Thank you, Carol 11 anchor Randy Shaver, for sounding like the name of Austin Powers barber.
Randy!
Oh, hey Randy, how you doing?
Happy birthday, dear Randy. Happy birthday to you. Hey, it's your birthday. Gotta be your birthday. You know what I was told? You're 80-something years old. It's Randy's birthday. Hey, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Something not working? Cubby?
What do you mean?
I thought there was another intro happening.
Oh, no, when we talk to our guy.
Randy,
That's what I'm going to hit.
Okay, God, suddenly it's just louder than balls in my headphones.
Is it really?
Yeah, something happened.
Weird.
Randy Shaver is here for Ultimate Eff-Off Day, and happy birthday tomorrow, Randy.
Thank you.
Hope you have a good one.
I hope so, too.
So is Brad Ryder. He wouldn't miss it for the world. Hello, Brad.
Good morning.
Janel Klein's even here. She's here for back-to-back.
On a Friday morning?
I should have come in today.
I wish you would have.
Yes.
Happy
Well, no.
birthday, Randy. I didn't know it was your big day tomorrow.
Janelle said she would rather be here alone, not with Brad.
Did you hear Weird Al sang a personalized birthday song to Randy?
I can't believe it. And was that Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon, or who said that?
Jimmy Fallon.
Was that Jimmy Fallon?
He's a big deal, this Randy Shaver character.
So we got
80-something years old. Wow.
Yeah. We got Randy Shaver
did I screw
here.
that up?
It said 80-something.
Yeah, I mean, he's not?
I know he's
90?
Oh, this is embarrassing.
90? He's certainly getting there.
Well, we'll hold on to that for a couple more years.
Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder, Jungle Jane, and also joining us for the Ultimate Eff-Off. The poor bastard has to work on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Vikings long snapper Andrew DePaola. Hey, dude.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Hey, happy birthday, Randy, tomorrow, but happy birthday.
Sorry about your crappy work schedule.
Comes with the job.
Working on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
We really enjoyed the videos you've been posting online.
Yes.
Yeah, here's a sample of one of them.
Just because I've been there once doesn't mean we can't do it again. I'm Andrew DePaola, and I might not be a pro bowler, but I am looking to become a pro bowler. Vote for me.
Take that, you bum bitch! Come on! Let's have some fun!
Where can I see those videos?
Did we post any of those?
No, I can put them up though. I can find
I
them
saw
and put them
that
up.
one on TikTok. That particular
Oh, wow.
one.
TikTok.
TikTok.
I don't know if you read the comments. It's usually a bad idea, Andrew, but I did read some of those to be very protective of our guy, who we've grown to love. And everybody was saying how funny you are, how they can't wait to see you get another Pro Bowl nod here. There were so many positive comments.
More or less the only positive spot on all of social media.
Yeah, and I looked at a lot of them. Best long snapper in the league. All kinds of super nice things they had to say about you.
We've got some very kind, very nice fans. I appreciate every single one of them. Even the few bad eggs that we got rolling around out there, appreciate y'all too.
Here's the deal, Andrew, and maybe Josh or Dana. Give folks an update on this autographed jersey giveaway. I know I rolled through it yesterday, but I had words like printed in front of me. Now that I don't have that option.
Well, I want to say we have it with us.
Yeah, I'm looking at the jersey
it's a
right
cool looking jersey.
It's a big jersey, too. You're a big dude. It's almost...
Thank you.
Andrew DePaola...
And you said this is... I forget, did you say this is game worn or just a game jersey, like one you'd actually wear?
No, that's game worn.
Just game worn, okay.
So cool.
Before we get to how folks can get their hands on this, the other thing, and I noticed this, of course, on television for years, but when you see it up close, when you see the real jersey in front of you, it grabs your attention. They're damn near sleeveless these days.
And super tight.
Very tight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different vibe with uniforms now, and as far as I know, Andrew DePaola, the idea is the tighter the jersey is, the less chance your defender has to get his hands on you and direct you in one way or another. It's damn near sleeveless. It's just a different kind of a thing.
Yeah. I think you just want to limit the amount of opportunities that somebody can get their hands on and just grab onto something and hold on.
Yeah. So someone who knows what they're talking about, give folks a heads up on this autographed jersey giveaway.
So, do you get Dana? Should I do it?
Oh, no, I'll go ahead and do it. So, if you go to our Twitter page, our radio station, our Twitter page, twitter.com/93xradio, the tweet is pinned right at the top, and all you need to do is like it. You click the little heart, and you respond with the hashtag Pro Bowl vote, and then you tag Andrew DePaola in it. By doing that, you'll be registered to win the game-worn jersey, autographed by Depot. And then also Depot gets another vote to get him back to the Pro Bowl.
Beautiful.
And then you got to do it by midnight Christmas Day. So jump on it if you want to win this thing.
And hit it up a bunch, And also on January 24th and the 25th, the votes are worth double. So each vote those days are worth
December 24th and 25th?
What did I say?
You said January.
Yeah, no, don't do it then.
24th and 25th.
I think the Pro Bowl's over by then.
Too late.
Wait, are you rooting for a different long snapper? You just give out the wrong polling location?
Hey, and for anyone that may be in a different generation, it's also called the pound sign. So
I don't know if you watched Cobra Kai, but Johnny Lawrence thought it was called a hash brown. Didn't realize it was a hashtag.
Nice.
And it is Twitter. It's not x.com.
Yeah, I'm at twitter.com 93X Radio right now, and it pulls it up.
It's still Twitter.
Okay.
We appreciate this, Andrew DePaola. You're the one who came up with this. This is a great idea, and it's also going to help you, I think, in the long run to be back in that Pro Bowl. But thanks again for donating the jersey and starting this whole thing up, because folks are having a blast with it.
Yeah, of course. I always want to try and give back and make it interesting and exciting for the fans and engage them a little bit. And, it is game worn, but it's washed. So
Yes, it smells clean.
I did notice that when I picked it up yesterday. I was like, wow, I know it's game worn, but it's definitely been the wash. So.
You can definitely smell that it's clean. And, if only there was something we could do for Andrew with how nice he's been to us. You know what I'm saying?
You have become a good pal to the program, Andrew. You have.
It's easy when you guys are good people. It's just, this is fun. This is a great time.
Buddies for life, I say.
Yep.
There you go.
So because of that, we've planned a special surprise for you this morning, Andrew, and it has to do with someone who's waiting on the telephone to talk to you, a surprise special guest. So, surprise special guest, say hello to Andrew.
Good morning. Hello, Andrew.
Hi, good morning.
Do you recognize that voice, Andrew?
Should I?
No. I just want to say before we go further, this is going to become very awkward.
Surprise special guest. Can you say anything out loud right now that would make it a sure shot that Andrew would know who you are?
Yeah, some hints.
Good morning, bud.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah.
Okay, try again.
Good morning.
Andrew, this is your mother on the telephone.
Mom?
You don't recognize your mother. You got to call her more.
Oh, my God.
Depot, you got to call your mom more.
I've never heard my mom's voice on a radio show.
Everybody.
Secondly, it's 8:45 where she is. Mom, did you clock out? I'm not paying you for this radio show.
You got to be making bagels, Mom.
Everyone,
You clock out.
please welcome to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show, Janel DePaola, Andrew's mother. Welcome to the show, Mrs. DePaola.
Thank you.
And really, honestly, shouldn't you be working?
Yeah, come on.
I'm taking the day off.
That's great.
There you go.
How did this all start? How did we, Josh?
Well, she was nice enough to text us and mention, hey, I'm Andrew's mom. I'd love to come on and talk to him and be a part of the segment. And we, of course, thought we're being punked, right? This couldn't be so. And Dana has all kinds of connections in the sports world. He reached out to a couple people, and lo and behold, it's her. And we were lucky enough to get you on the phone. Thank you so much for calling in.
Oh, thank you for letting me
So glad you were able to get out of work.
Yeah.
Yes, been tough, but managed to do it.
Well, you should be very proud of yourself. Your son is one of the more likable people we've ever had on this program, Mrs. DePaola.
I am very proud.
Yeah, I
Well,
bet.
you should be. I mean, we get a lot of texts, most of it hate, but we get texts from listeners. And Andrew, this is true. We're not just flattering you. We get so many nice things about you, saying you're one of the favorite athletes we've ever had on. And shoot, we're coming up on 25 years of doing this. People absolutely love you, and we love having you on.
No, that's very kind. That's just years of my mom's discipline. Just making sure. The belt, the wooden spoon, whatever she had around to keep me in line.
Okay, let's not.
Yeah, don't be making your mother look out to be some kind of a. Well, I have to ask you, Andrew, since it took so long for you to recognize her voice. For God's sake, when's the last time you talked to your mother?
Probably probably like 2 days ago. Mom, yeah, what did I call you the other day?
Yeah. He calls pretty frequently. Yes, he does.
And are you currently at the bagel shop, Mrs. DePaola?
I am not.
Okay.
I am home.
Someone else is handling things today?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Good crew. We have an amazing crew. Have an amazing manager and very fortunate there.
We've heard all about it. Andrew's told us all about it. On Sundays, do you guys gather around and watch all the ball games then?
We do. We gather around and watch it on the computer in the office.
Andrew, have you flown your family to ball games now and again just to get together?
Oh,
they've come out to a couple games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we come out quite a bit. It's we visit quite a bit this year. Very fortunate to do that. Like I said, we have good crews, so we're able to see more games this year than last year.
Were you upset at him a couple weeks ago when he was shoving people around on the sidelines?
You didn't raise him that way.
No, I was actually at that game, and I did not see that.
Oh, well, you missed it. What do you East Coasters make of Minnesota when you've come to town to see your son play football?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What do you make of Minnesota when you've come to town to watch Andrew play?
Oh, we love Minnesota. Yeah, we love everything about it. It's so nice there. It's cold. That's what I don't like, but it's very nice.
Yeah, it gets a little cold. This winter's been nothing so far.
Yeah, this is a different winter.
Yep. Yeah.
What's the most amount of trouble Andrew ever caused you and your husband when he was a boy?
There we go.
Oh boy.
Gee, that's a hard one to think about. It wasn't much trouble.
Oh yeah.
It really was. No, really, truthfully.
Oh, I can believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like a good person.
I can believe it. He's never snapped at us.
He just didn't get caught.
For older folks, he's an Eddie Haskell.
Oh, I got caught. I got caught plenty.
No, he was good about not getting caught, I suppose.
Have you spent some time? Oh God, help us! I hope the answer was no, Mrs. DePaola. Have you spent some time listening to our program?
I have.
Oh, no.
have.
Oh God.
Hopefully, only his segment.
Oh boy.
So usually I listen to y'all when I'm driving to the bagel shop in the morning.
That's great.
Wow. Yep.
That's great. And
Yep.
Andrew or Ollie is, do you have an opportunity to get together at all for the holidays? You got to wait till maybe the new year, or what's the setup for you, Andrew?
You mean like with my mom and everybody?
Family, yeah.
I think we're probably going to wait till the new year. I don't know. Mom, are you coming out? I don't know what's since I have you here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Did we lose her?
No, go ahead, Mom.
We'll wait till he comes home to do our family Christmas together.
Well, since she's on the phone, Andrew, do you want to maybe tell her what you want for Christmas?
I could tell her what my kids want.
I'm not on the phone anymore. You're not here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Good.
And being, how do you, what do you think of your son as a parent? Is he a great parent, watching the young kids rambling around the house? What do you think of your son as a parent so far?
Oh, my gosh. That's what I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
He's a very dad. He's a very good husband. He's a very good man. And I think that all, coincide with each other. So
Well, that's a wonderful thing. What a special thing we've created this morning, Cubby.
Yeah, I know. And
you know what? Call my mom.
Give me feel-good feeling.
Yeah,
for
she's
sure.
probably loosened up with 3-4 screwdrivers by now. It's almost 8.
You're probably right. Well, Andrew and Mrs. DePaola, you guys can speak privately for a minute. We won't listen if you have anything.
You want to say anything to your mother before she goes?
You want to say anything to your mom before we go, Andrew?
No, this was a complete and total surprise. I was a little worried when you guys said we had somebody on the phone. I did not know who you were bringing on.
Oh, did you think it was going to be an ex-girlfriend?
That's what because she's on hold. Misty, welcome to the program.
No, I wasn't not expecting to hear my mom's voice, and it's just like it took me a minute, but yeah, wow.
Can I give a shout out to the Vikings fans?
Yes, of course. Whatever you want.
Fans, they're a proud team and they're passionate. Let's get out there and vote for the best long snapper in the NFL, and Get our guy in there.
Which guy specifically?
I'll tell you what. Vikings fans are proud. We went to the Vegas game, and they represented. There was a lot of Vikings fans in Vegas, and I would guess sitting in that stadium that the Vikings fans were more Vikings fans than Raiders.
Yeah, we saw that on television.
It seemed that way for sure.
Yes, get out there and vote for all your Vikings. Let them represent.
Mrs. DePaola, we do get texts wondering, too, any opportunities or maybe in the future we can get one of the bagel shops here. People would love to try the bagels.
Oh, wow.
We can put that in the works. Yeah, well, I'll talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, your bagels are coming next week. I will send them out to you.
Oh, you said it? Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You know, Andrew never did that for us. That's very kind of you.
Yeah, wait, we can do that?
That'll be the day Randy comes in studio.
I'm in.
Let me ask you one more question, Mrs. DePaola, about that trip to Vegas. Was there a few hours there when you were in Vegas where you couldn't locate your husband?
No. Surprisingly, no. But no, it was really neat. It was a nice trip. We'd never been there, so we decided we were going to do it.
It's been a pleasure to meet you, Janet DePaola.
We'd love to have you back sometime.
Yeah, come on back sometime. Thanks for playing along with this special surprise for Andrew.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, enjoy the game on Sunday. Bye-bye, Janet. There goes your mom, Andrew.
Bye, Mom.
Yeah. Goodbye, Mom.
I'll check in on you from time to time.
Well, now we know we got to let you go, too, Depot. So I hope you enjoyed our little Christmas, this is your life kind of a moment.
I'm glad we kept it. No embarrassing stories came out. That was good. It was good.
And I know you can trust our listeners to keep plugging away on Twitter and getting qualified for that jersey and pushing you closer and closer to an inevitable Pro Bowl appearance. Have a great game on Sunday. Have a great Christmas, and we'll talk to you soon.
Hey, thanks again, guys. Really appreciate it. Y'all have a Merry Christmas as well.
Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks,
Andrew DePaola going off to play the Lions on Sunday. Yes, Josh.
Maybe one more time, Dana, with how people can get Andrew in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, so what you do is you go to twitter.com/93X Radio. Go to the tweets. We pinned it to the top, so it's very easy to find. You don't need to dig. There's a tweet with Andrew holding the jersey, the autographed jersey that you could win. You just like it, click the little heart, and then you reply with a hashtag Pro Bowl vote, and then tag Andrew DePaola. That's just @ symbol and his name. You'll get registered for the jersey. Andrew gets a vote. Everybody wins.
It's awesome.
There you go. Hell of a deal. All right, we only got a couple more cracks at this money with our Purple Pick'em predictions. Folks have been listening at 9 and 3 p.m., listening for that keyword here on 93X to text in. They've been listening for that keyword. They text it in. Their name goes into a bucket. We draw a name and get somebody on air to make their predictions. This week it's Josh in Grantsburg, Wisconsin. Hello, Josh.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Morning.
Well, we're doing all right. Would you like us to contact your mother before we go any further with this?
She's probably still sleeping.
She's probably still sleeping. Josh, here's the deal. Thanks for playing along with the Purple Pick'em gimmick and getting yourself qualified. We need a halftime and final score prediction for this Sunday's game. Now, if you get either one of those scores correct, you win $1,000. If you get them both, $100,000 and a trip to that big fat ball game in February. And this whole schmear is sponsored by the Next Generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. So, Josh, by the way, what do you do for a living, Josh? Just curious.
I drive a garbage truck for about 31 years now. So.
31 years behind the wheel of a garbage truck. How do you like it?
Long time. I love it, man. It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have I think we've created kind of a special bond with drivers on this program. We have a lot of drivers that listen to this program.
Except for Waffle, he hasn't.
Well,
yeah, he's made some enemy. I think you've mended fences.
Oh, totally.
There was a time when Wapple said some things about garbage truck drivers. They showed up in droves to kick his ass.
I said some things. Garbage men said some things.
Yeah, We don't want to take them to the landfill,
You know how easy a garbage man could get rid of your ass?
Oh, yeah.
No kidding.
You won't even need a truck to pick me up.
I'd imagine that's a brotherhood where nobody's going to say anything, Wapple.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to keep that a secret.
Just flocks of gulls picking away at your flesh until there's nothing left.
They're all getting high from the residual THC in your bloodstream.
Josh, what do you got for a halftime score prediction? Halftime, go!
Jeez.
Detroit 17, Minnesota 10.
Right then. And what about the final?
Detroit 31, Minnesota 24.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a...
Yeah, I'm a Minnesota fan too, but, that's what I got to do, I guess.
Yeah, you got to win that money. Here's a guy looking for a ball game.
Right.
Okay, either one of those scores correct, $1,000. You get them both $100,000. And they might see your ass at the big game. Again, sponsored by the Next Generation 10G Network, only from Xfinity. Thank you, Josh, and have a Merry Christmas.
Thanks, you guys, too.
You got it,
Good
man.
luck.
Only a couple more chances at this. And then, as I stated earlier in the show, if we don't give that money away, we split it amongst the 5 of us.
That's right.
Nick and I, 40 and 40.
There's 5. Randy, you're just a...
What?
What the...
How did I get left out of that? I've been here way longer than Wapple. There should be some seniority thing.
Now that you've blown up, I agree with you.
Yeah. Dana, you're out.
Yeah, Dana's
Dana,
out.
yeah, you're the newest guy. See you later.
We got to bump somebody. All right, we got to get going here with the damn dad fight, but there's just one little something or another I wanted to throw your way before we head in that direction. Fantasy football come to an end now for you dorks?
A couple weeks yet.
In the playoffs.
Okay, yeah. Into the playoff. I was reading yesterday there's a fantasy football league out there, Summers. And, we've talked up and down about the punishments if you fall into last place and this and that. They're always fun to talk about. Here's the latest, and it reminds me of one of my favorite all-time movies. In this one particular fantasy football league, the manager who comes in last has to eat their age in eggs in 24 hours.
Oh, God.
That would be tough.
That's especially painful for Randy.
Oh, my God. I wouldn't make it.
95 eggs?
Especially with egg prices these
Funny
days.
Wapple.
See, this is why you're cut out.
That's right. Always a comedian.
Thanks for the compliment.
You're right, Brad. That puts Randy in way more danger than it puts you in.
Yeah, by 10.
So, if you're 50 years old, you have to eat 50 eggs in 24 hours. Like Cool Hand Luke, for Christ's sake. Only Cool Hand Luke, he had to do it in an hour.
All right, now the rest of you. I want to hear from some big money men. Where's all the high rollers? Stay loose, buddy. Just 9 more between you and everlasting glory. Come on. Sit down. Chew.
42. He's not spitting them out, is he? He's betting on it, babe.
Tiny eggs.
Going down.
One of the greatest movies of all time, Cool Hand Luke. I'm going to say it again. If you haven't seen Cool Hand Luke, you haven't seen a movie yet. You just haven't. Oh, my boy Luke, he a natural-born world shaker. Paul Newman. So, I wouldn't want to finish last in that friggin' league. I'd have to eat 52 eggs in a day.
Oh,
God. Way too many.
That sounds like that challenge a little bit we were talking about a few days ago. What would be worse, eating 18 hot dogs in 4.5 hours or having to eat 52 eggs in 24 hours?
The eggs.
I think eggs, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
right.
my wife would make me move to a hotel for a little bit.
Pigs won last night, so did the Timberwolves. Golden Gopher basketball also won last night.
Great night all the way around.
Everyone's a winner. All right, Kermit, she's time for the final dad fight of the year.
Dad fights! Dad fights! You don't have a dad, here's what it's like. Dad fights! Dad fights! Randy and Brad, they just fight. Have a dad fight!
You know who else is a natural-born world shaker? My guy Cubby.
Oh, stop that.
He's always coming up with great ideas. He had a great idea earlier. It's our final dad fight of the year. It's ultimate Eff-Off day. Who gives a rat's ass what happens?
Exactly.
So Josh said, why not let Janel play today, too?
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
This is the end of season 2, correct?
The end of season 2.
Yeah.
So it's a sugar daddy fight.
You son of a bitch. So, Janel,
am I missing out on something here, or what?
Have you ever played any games, just you and two men, Janelle?
I thought it was Christmas. I mean, what's going on here?
Would you be
Christmas,
willing?
all right.
Jupiter Jane, would you be willing to play?
Of course.
Okay, so today it's going to be Randy Shaver versus Brad Ryder versus Janel Klein. It's a 3-way.
The one we all knew was going to happen.
This is Dad Fights
Happy
number.
birthday to me.
Randy, remember, Brad's there too.
Well, that's why he's saying it.
Do you like movies about gladiators?
It's Dad Fights number 150-something. If you're new to our gimmick, Dad Fights is our weekly trivia dust-up here between two guys that get more intelligent every time we have them on the show. You two fellas have had a great year. You have had a great year at Dad Fights. The ass man Randy Shaver in one corner, Brad Ryder in the other, and now we know that Janel Klein will also be competing. What do we have here? Okay, it's Ultimate Eff-Off Day. We're all on Christmas break after today, so we're not trying to make anybody work too hard, especially ourselves. With it being Christmas time, we thought it would be fitting to look back to when we were kids. To be a kid again on Christmas morning all over again.
Wasn't that awesome?
I remember how it usually played out for me. I'd be the first one up, and I'd run to the Christmas tree only to find an uncle and a woman I'd never seen before passed out naked on the couch together.
Memories.
Empty beer cans under the tree, and that's it. So I hope at least some of you have.
Santa forgot to stop by.
Yeah. If any of you have some fond Christmas memories to share, it would contrast to my memories. But so today we're going to quiz you fools on some of the most popular toys of all time. When we were kids, there was no bigger thrill than opening a Christmas present, finding the latest kick-ass toy in there. Doll, toy, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So some of the most popular toys of all time. Maybe one of us were even gifted one of these great toys on Christmas when we were young people. The greatest toys ever. We'll dump some, as I always say, hints and information on you involving these wildly popular toys from years gone by. You name them. They could be from decades ago or maybe not so damn long ago. But I think this will be fun. I think all three of you will do well. And it'll be fun, unlike my childhood Christmases.
Well, it's fun for us. Maybe not for you. You were there.
It's a little bit weird, though, because my childhood toys will be a lot different than Janelle's.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Different decades.
You guys, you'll all recognize this stuff.
Okay.
You will. Okay. You will. Doesn't matter who you are, how old you are. I know there's a massive age difference between Janelle and Randy.
I'd imagine all your toys will be a lot different from Ashley's.
Well, in many ways, probably.
Now, Brad and Randy know how this works because they play every week. But Janelle, this is just and I know you listen and things like that. But just to be sure,
Yep.
Janelle, you want to be the first to shout out the correct answer.
Okay.
Just shout it out. You want
Don't
to
be the first just to shout out. You have to get the right answer.
And you have to give both Bosas, not just one.
Right.
Now, there's a guy that can hold a grudge.
No kidding.
You want to try to beat these fellas to the punch with the correct answer. If you're correct, you'll hear the bell. I understand the incorrect sounder is a Christmas-themed something or another, Wapple?
No. Yeah. See, no.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's Santa Claus, but he's not saying ho, ho, ho. He's saying...
No.
You can steal a point if someone answers incorrectly. 10 challenges plus a tiebreaker, and our final Dad Fight intro listener is Checkerboard Vans Jesus.
This is Checkerboard Vans Jesus, originally from San Diego.
They named it San Diego, which of course in German means a whale's vagina.
Now living in Shakopee, Minnesota. Sorry, no cool movie clips about Shakopee.
Ask for directions to the interstate.
There's no need to ask for directions, Minnie. I know exactly where we're going.
I did the same thing on our trip to Shakopee. You know, we were headed over there for the crazy days.
Anywho, it's that time of year to gather with family who come from far and wide to celebrate the birth of one of the greatest people in our history, Randy Shaver. Born on December 23rd, this guy is so full of himself, he thinks with his birthday being so close to Christmas, that he is the second coming of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He even tried to drive a golf cart on water once. It is actually the celebration of Festivus.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
Randy, I'm almost ashamed to admit it, but we share a birthday. And that's not all we share. We share a connection to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. My dad, too, was born in Cedar Rapids, that city that literally smells like a dumpster fire. They are so dumb in Cedar Rapids, they think there are 5 seasons. So as we all know, Festivus cannot come to a close until somebody is bested in the feats of strength. It's time for Dad Fights 152.
Thank you, Checkerboard Vans Jesus. Very well done.
Also, Killer Jesus made us a Dad Fights poster, and that is on 93x.com, and it's on our Twitter as well.
What's the theme?
I couldn't tell. It's like a Christmas theme, but I couldn't tell exactly what one.
Yep. Tell them to get to work and draw Janelle in there.
Don't leave Janelle out.
So Dad Fights 100 plus 52, the popular toys edition, Brad versus Randy, and for the first time ever, versus Janelle also. Listen closely, shout out the answer when you think you have the correct one.
Even though this first iconic toy in this episode of Dad Fights was released in 1940, it's still a household name, thanks largely in part to a fictional 9-year-old boy who was warned he'd shoot his eye out with one of these rifle replicas in the beloved classic holiday movie, A Christmas Story.
A slingshot.
No, BB gun.
A slingshot?
I was trying to think of the brand name of the BB gun. That's what took me a while.
Well, it's the Red Ryder, right?
Yeah.
Red Ryder BB gun.
Yep.
We accept BB gun, Waffle?
Oh, hell yeah, we're accepting BB gun.
It was named after the main character in the Red Ryder comic strip, sold for $2.95, which would be about $63 today.
Oh,
massive
really?
hit.
My God, it was in 1940. It was that much money?
I guess so. Yeah.
Wow.
How much was it?
$2.95.
That would be. Josh said that would be $63 today. I bet not a lot of kids got that BB gun in 1940. That's a lot of money.
I wouldn't think so. Well, not at that time.
Right.
Definitely. It was a massive hit, but after the U.S. entered World War I, the Daisy Manufacturing Company turned toward producing defense materials. So they stopped the production of the Red Ryder, but brought it back in 1946.
Nice job. Brad Ryder got that. So he's got 1. Randy, nothing. Janelle, nothing.
Let's give Janelle 1 for playing along.
1 to 1. We had BB guns as kids, absolutely.
Always wanted one.
Was there anybody? You never played with BB guns?
No,
as a
we
kid?
never got one.
Oh,
I have one now.
My brother had a BB gun he used to shoot me with.
Those were gold on the farm.
Mm-hmm. Anyone Anyone have any horror stories?
No.
We
shoot your eye out.
Well, strangely enough, back in like junior high, we had BB gun wars and whatnot, and one dude got a BB pellet up under his eyelid.
Ooh.
Oh.
They had to take his eyelid off for him to get it out of there. It was hilarious. All right, so 1 for Brad Ryder. Here's your next challenge. If you were a parent of ungrateful children during the 1996 holiday season, there's a chance you might have shanked someone in a Sears parking lot over this red stuff.
Tickle me, Elmo.
Janelle.
Hey.
Nice, Janelle.
1 for Jungle Jane. Yes, this red stuffed Sesame Street character that let out a high-pitched giggle whenever you squeezed his carcass. And the correct answer is Tickle Me, Elmo. Now, this is interesting. Reading Denalysis. Here's a list of things that happened during the Elmo frenzy. 2 women in Chicago were arrested for fighting over a doll. In New York City, people followed and attempted to hijack a delivery truck carrying Tickle Me Elmo dolls.
Insane.
I'd watch that movie.
Dolls went for up to $7,000 on the secondhand market. $7,000. I mean, we were here for, it was crazy. We did radio promotions live from malls to be a part of this madness. So I saw it all firsthand. It was insane. A radio station in LA auctioned one off for $18,000. And some sorry-ass Canadian mall employee got trampled by a mob of 300 people at a midnight sale, and he ended up with a broken rib and a concussion.
That's insane.
It's just terrible.
I know we got more of that coming up in the episode here. Just people going crazy for these toys.
Janelle's on the board.
I want to make a correction for the analysis in the first one. It says World War I, World War II.
Oh, my bad.
That's all right. I didn't even realize it after putting it together here. This hunky action figure was all the rage when it came out in 1976. The tan and jacked bodybuilding stud donned a pair of blue undies, and thanks to his elastic latex body, could be stretched up to 5 feet.
Stretch Armstrong.
There you go.
Nice.
Randy on the board. There's a big market for vintage toys these days, but in the 70s, Stretch Armstrong toys are rare. They're rare now because kids would disembowel them to see what was inside to make them so stretchy. As a matter of fact, a mint condition 1976 Stretch Armstrong can fetch thousands at auction.
Isn't that funny about kids dissecting them? That is exactly what my brother and I did within minutes of receiving a stretcher. We had the arms and legs off of that sumbitch within minutes. We destroyed it because we had to know what was. I have vague memories. It was kind of reddish purple, kind of a. That's a 1 for Randy Shaver. So we're all tied at 1 across the board, aren't we?
Yeah.
Everybody's. If you're just tuning in, Janel Klein is playing against Randy and Brad. It's a 3-way for Dad Fights 100 plus 52. We're talking popular toys here. We're all tied at 1. Okay. Although these wild-haired dolls first came out in the 1950s, they soared in popularity in the 80s and peaked as the most popular toy in the year 1988. They are shirtless with jewels in their bellies. And nowadays they have
Cabbage Patch.
No.
All right, I'll finish the rest of the question, I should say, for Janelle and Brad. Randy's incorrect. Nowadays they have a popular movie series going. One final hint. Sometimes you hear their name used to describe someone who intentionally tries to piss people off on the internet.
Troll dolls.
Troll doll.
Oh, yeah.
Another for Janel Klein.
Nice.
You are correct. The troll dolls. It says here the record for the biggest troll doll collection belongs to the Troll Hole Museum in Ohio. The owner has 8,130 troll dolls.
Imagine going on a bender and waking up and you're in the Troll Museum Hall of Fame and you wake up, there's just troll dolls everywhere staring at you.
Terrifying.
That's nightmare fuel.
Let me tell you something. I've woken up in worse places. But you're right. That
Sounds
would
like
be
some Christmas morning. He's woken up.
right. 2 for Janelle.
Sounds like a New Year's morning.
Right.
2 correct answers for Janelle, 1 each for Brad and Randy.
You may rely on it. Ask again later. Outlook, not so good. Those are a few of the answers this mystical oversized
Magic 8 Ball.
Randy's got it.
Oh, I used to use the heck out of one of those trying to figure out if the boy I liked was going to like me back ever.
Did you keep asking it the same question until it gave you the answer you wanted?
Of course.
I think that's how you play. If you have played and you've noticed a disproportionate amount of positive answers from a Magic 8 Ball, there's a reason for that. The Magic 8 Ball consisted of a 20-sided die with 10 positive responses, 5 neutral, and 5 negative. There's also an unofficial copy called the Rude and Crude Magic Answer Ball. That features replies including, "You bet yo ass," "Who gives an S," "Fat chance, a-hole," IDFK, and "Faux shizzle."
Now, Nick, you said you guys disemboweled a Stretch Armstrong. Me and my buddy one bored summer day kept smashing a Magic 8 Ball until we finally got it open and went inside with blue ink all over. So it looked like we just robbed a bank, like with the dye bags going up.
I understand wanting to get it open.
Yeah.
Oh, Senior, you're supposed to drink the fluid.
No. Any young ears out there, you are not supposed to do
Do not consume that.
It turns you into a wizard.
Stop it.
Oh, no.
2 correct answers
If
now.
you do, outlook not so good if you decide to drink it.
2-2-1. 2 correct answers for Randy, 2 for Janelle, 1 for Brad Ryder.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. You guys will be on this in no time. Guys and girls, I think you'll be on this in no time. Backyard sports were changed forever in the early 70s when this SAWFT...
Nerf ball. I said it.
Randy got it. When this SAWFT soft version of a football hit the shelves, of course, the Nerf ball, invented by...
Fred Cox.
Fred Cox.
No bonus points, Brad.
No.
Another point for Janelle.
Let's give Janelle another point.
All right.
Late great Vikings kicker Fred Cox invented the Nerf ball. That's one of the most fascinating stories in sports history.
And he got rich, too.
Well, of course.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
huge.
We have Nerf everything.
Yeah.
The guy was an unbelievable kicker in the NFL. He was a friggin' dentist, and he invented the Nerf ball. I mean, Jesus criminy, we need more Fred Coxes in the world. That's 3 for Randy Shaver. Everyone had a Nerf ball. We used to have a lot of laughs with that.
Oh, yeah. They're a blast.
Okay, here we go.
13 years before the Tickle Me Elmo frenzy, your mom was crotch punting someone's grandma to get her hands on this iconic doll from 1983.
Cabbage Patch Kid.
That's correct, Cabbage Patch Kid. There's an actual Wikipedia page called Cabbage Patch Riots. The dolls were so popular in the 80s, there would often be thousands of people outside a store that maybe had only 200 dolls to sell. There were many reports of tramplings, fist fights, and even attacks with baseball bats. Mom on mom.
No, who brought a baseball bat?
I would imagine that a lot of people who were, a lot of people from that era can relate to this. My mother, in order to avoid violence at the store, attempting to buy a real Cabbage Patch doll, she just made one for my sister.
Is she any good at it?
Yeah, how'd that turn out?
I mean, my godmother could do it.
It turned out okay, but there was no hiding the slight look of disappointment on my sister's eyes when she realized it was homemade.
Did the other kids bully her for it? Like
They beat her ass. Yeah, they beat her ass pretty good. They tuned her up good. They made her drink the fluid from a magic 8-ball.
But she can tell the future now. Amazing.
Janel Klein got another correct answer.
That's just what she does, man.
Wouldn't it be something if Janel, out of nowhere, defeated these 2 seasoned Dad Fights veterans in her first crack at? I mean, it'd be like when I entered the world of pickleball with no experience at all and turned Randy Shaver into a little bitch.
That is so sad. Your whole life is just about beating me. It's just sad.
I can't deny that it's fun. Yeah, to sort of make it part of my life. What's the score, Wobble?
So we got 3 for Randy, 3 for Janelle, 1 for Brad.
It's a tight matchup.
Brad needs to run the table to win.
He's done it before.
All right, here we go. Another popular toy. This action figure was cut loose on kids in the year 1968. It was
G.I. Joe.
Sounds like somebody got one of those.
Oh, yeah.
You knew that was coming, right?
Randy Shaver was on that way. It was created to make it okay for boys to play with dolls. G.I. Joe is correct. What I remember about the G.I. Joe doll, I was fascinated, and I don't know, maybe this has something to say about the way I operate as an adult. I don't know, you tell me. I was fascinated with stroking G.I. Joe's beard.
I don't remember having one with a beard.
Yeah, maybe it was a later model,
Yeah.
but it had a beard, and the texture of that beard was just, I couldn't stop fondling it. I fondled it all day.
The big thing with those back in the day was all the accessories that came with it. The jackets or the helmet or the rifle or the whatever.
Very cool stuff.
Absolutely.
But I mean, of all the gadgets, I couldn't stop touching the beard. Randy Shaver was on that one, so now he has 4 correct.
Finish him.
And her.
Does this mean that Brad has been eliminated mathematically?
I can still answer.
No,
those,
you're
can't
done.
I?
You're done.
No, I can still answer.
It's the holidays.
Nope.
You're out, Brad.
Nope.
Brad says
Take
he's
your
not.
leaf blower
I can
and go
still
home.
answer.
Brad said he's not out.
I'm not out.
Wapple, does this mathematically eliminate Brad Ryder?
Yes, it does.
Brad?
Yes.
Talk to you next year.
Can you be an adult about this? It's come down to
So I
Randy
should not. So I should not answer.
You should not answer.
All right.
Do you want to hang up?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Can we hang up on you?
Sure. Anytime.
He gave us donuts. Don't hang up on him.
Those were good.
It's come down to Janel Klein and Randy Shaver. Brad?
We knew you'd finish first, Brad, in the three-way. We had a feeling.
Just one of those, what was that? Oh, Brad's done.
He barely even showed up. I mean,
It's like Kramer slamming the $5 bill down. I'm out.
I'm out, Jerry.
I'm out.
Did someone spill something? Oh, no, Brad. It's come down to just Janelle and Randy here. 4 correct answers for Randy, 3 for Janelle?
Yes.
Okay, Randy has the lead.
Man, the heat is on.
Are you feeling pressure?
I'm scared.
Okay.
Yeah, you do look a little nervous.
I'm nervous.
You're doing great.
Don't be scared.
I mean, if Randy wins, I just want to say it's my birthday gift to him.
Oh, my gosh.
Lay it on him, Cubby.
When it first came out in 1966, the Milton Bradley Company never dreamed
Monopoly.
No.
Oh, Janelle, what did you say?
I said Monopoly.
Monopoly.
No.
What movie? Forget it. Go ahead.
They never dreamed how popular the game would become with half-naked, drunk college kids one day. But you don't have to be a buzzed-up co-ed to enjoy this balancing game featuring a large plastic mat and different colored circles.
No way.
Seriously.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank.
Oh my God.
No.
You should be eliminated
I'm
for
drawing a
not getting
blank.
that.
Yes.
The answer, Janelle, is what?
Twister.
Twister. Gosh, I couldn't think of it.
Twister. A quick Google search, according to Danalysis, shows there are countless various drunk twister and strip twisters online. You can buy a massive oversized twister mat to get even more people in on the fun. And an additional twister, speaking of fun fact, it shares the name with the legendary 1996 Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt tornado movie, beloved by each and every member of this show.
Yes.
And each and every member of this show are greatly anticipating the 2024 sequel, Twisters. We all love Twister. What a movie.
Why did you have to do that? Why did you have to get...
Did I get that wrong?
You got it wrong. We've been having so much fun. That is just one of the biggest, fattest piles of cow manure that's ever been created by Hollywood. That stupid movie Twister.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, God. Okay. This is very exciting. Now, if I have this right, it's still 4-3 in favor of Randy.
Mm-hmm.
If Randy gets this correct, he wins.
Yes.
If Janelle gets it correct, we've got a tiebreaker. If neither one of you get it correct, Randy wins.
Got it.
Okay. All right.
Listen closely. From the year 1989, Nintendo put together this portable handheld video game device. It was more or less a scaled-down black and white version of the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Come on.
Portable handheld video game device. It was more or less a scaled-down black and white version of the Nintendo Entertainment System.
No.
Yeah.
Game Boy.
Yep.
Brad do that one too.
Yeah.
Loved the Game Boy.
The
bad,
winner
Brad.
is
Too bad,
Randy
Brad.
Shaver. Brad still on the phone?
Yeah, he's there. He's there.
Janelle, you had a great showing.
Nice job, Janelle.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I think
Way
Janelle
better
would
than
have gotten
Brad,
the
Janelle. Way
tiebreaker too.
Brad had a terrible showing. Janel had a great. Randy's the winner. He wins by a final score of 5-3. Janel, I really thought you were going to get that one because you probably had a Game Boy, didn't you?
I probably did. I could not think of it.
You would have got the tiebreaker.
That's
100%.
But as Nick would say, Randy was just touched by the finger of God.
Son of a bitch.
Yes.
Randy Shaver gets the win. Yeah, I always wanted a Game Boy. I never could get my hands on one. All my classmates had friggin' Game Boys. But now I play the balls off it. What do you call that game again? What's that game that I play all the time that used to be on the Game Boy?
Tetris?
Tetris.
I love Tetris.
I play a lot of it nowadays, but I surely wanted to play it back when it was on the Game Boy. Well done, everybody. What a wonderful Christmas edition of Dad Fights. The most popular toys of all time. Brad Ryder, have a great Christmas.
You too.
We appreciate everything. Randy, you also have a great one. Janelle, you're going to stick around.
I will.
And I'll tell you what's coming up. Grandma's blood and clam chowder dinner Christmas story.
Randy, why don't you stick around?
Gather around the tree, everybody. Everybody gather around.
Listeners have been asking. It's a holiday tradition.
Gather around.
We got to play some commercials and maybe a song or something stupid like that. But before we leave, I will be dumping onto our listening audience. Gather the kids around. Grandma's blood and clam chowder dinner Christmas story.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Grace here, customer service rep at Standard Heating. I'm proud to work for a company that understands and takes care of our fellow Minnesotans. Our weather here can be a little unpredictable and even extreme. That's why we've been here for 93 years and counting, to keep our community safe and comfortable.
On behalf of myself and Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, we would like to wish you a very happy holidays. And don't forget, Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is open 24/7 for emergency services to make sure you stay warm this holiday season. Go to standardheating.com today.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. Not only is it open enrollment for a lot of people, it's also a time you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, switching to MediShare saves about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. And what's more, they like it. MediShare has double the member satisfaction rate compared to health insurance. Double. MediShare is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of more than 400,000 members. And here's the thing. If you join before December 30th and you mention the promo code SHARE, you'll get another 10% off all of 2024. That's 12 months of savings. So I'll give you the number here in a second, but call. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 30th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE. 844-43-BIBLE.
KARE 11's Janel Klein.
This is the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It's not as good as my grandma's potato chowder.
Yeah, man? You like eating your grandma's potato chowder?
Yeah, it's delicious. It's really good.
Yeah, you like going home to your grandma's house and sucking up some of her potato chowder. And you slurp on some of your grandma's creamy potato chowder.
Yeah, it's the best I've ever had.
Yeah, I bet it is.
You guys, hey, chill. Hey, listen, yes, I go to my grandma's and eat soup, and yes, then I have sex with her.
God help us all.
Got an odd relationship.
Here we are. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. Here we are, and thankfully there you are. And we appreciate it very much. Janel Klein is here with us. Second day in a row, Janelle has joined us. We're some lucky sumbitches right here, I'll tell you that. Sure. All right, gather the young people around the radio.
No.
Families, young people. Because it's time for a holiday tradition here on our radio show where I tell my favorite Christmas story. The story of my late grandma and her blood and clam chowder chug-a-lug disaster. Oh, from, say, 20 years ago. Got to be 20 years ago at this point. The story's become something that our listeners ask for come this time of year, and I appreciate it very much. Many of you know the story. Maybe some of you have never heard it before. But just I'll give you a minute to get everyone gathered around the radio so you can take it in. Janelle, you have heard the story before. You must have.
I have. Just this past year, though, I hadn't heard it before then.
Last Christmas you heard it.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. I think so.
It was a day much like today, and we had a family get-together at my folks' house, including my elderly grandmother. Now,
how elderly do you think at that time?
At the time?
Yeah.
Jesus.
The ballpark.
Probably 90.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this was
it's up there.
She's been gone for a while. Between 85 and 90, I would say, almost certainly, Josh, almost certainly. So, you should probably know, before I go too far here, that my dad's side of the family, where this grandmother came from, this was my dad's mother, table manners were not their thing. Not their thing. You've likely never seen human adults eat in such a reckless way. Food on their face, food on the table, fast as can be, just reckless. Food would fly everywhere. They'd wear a lot of it. Every damn last one of them. Nobody liked to eat dinner with these people. So, for some reason, on this particular Christmas, someone brought over a massive bucket of clam chowder, which struck me as odd right from the get-go. We were not... This wasn't a tradition with our family. I was kind of thrown by it right away. Who the hell's idea was it to bring a big stinking bucket of clam? It smelled like feet once it was heated up on the oven.
I used to love clam chowder.
This was
same here.
For some reason, I can't eat it anymore.
Oh. Every time I tell the story, I feel the need to be specific, because people have texted in, was it this kind, that kind? I know nothing. All I know is it was white, and it smelled like feet once it was heating up on the oven. Because I know there's different kinds of clam chowder, so just so you know. And so it's heating up. I had no interest in it, but I remember a couple of people, including my elderly grandmother, were just fired up for this. They were just excited for this clam chowder. So here we go. It's ready to go. It's ready to be consumed. And my grandmother grabs a bowl of this clam chowder, and she sits by herself at a table to devour it. And like I said, no one was really lining up. The other people who were interested in clam chowder, none of them were really lining up to sit with Grandma, because they knew she came from this reckless eating side of the family where this was going to be a mess. Just windmilling, with the spoon. It was on the table, on her clothes, on her face, dripping from her nose. Nothing out of the ordinary. We'd seen it before. But what I will never forget is I wasn't fully paying attention to this, but next thing I know, I'm seeing horrified looks on people's faces directed towards my grandmother. My brother's wife at the time, I'll never forget her face. She was just horrified and looking over, and I'm looking around at everybody, well, what am I missing? I look over towards Grandma, and her nose is just hemorrhaging blood. She has this terrible nosebleed all of a sudden.
Jesus.
Okay? And she's just up, just firing down this soup like it's her last meal. Her nose is just pouring blood into her bowl of clam chowder. She doesn't notice this. And so as she's rapid firing that spoon in and out of the bowl, the blood and the clam chowder are mixing together to create this pink-colored liquid. And she's eating her own mixture of blood and clam chowder. So as you can imagine, that's why everyone was frozen in fear. And then something else I'll always remember is that my mother looked over and noticed what was going on. And I'll never forget my mother just simply saying this, Margaret, your nose is bleeding. And Grandma looks down and notices. She looks like she just got punched in the face by George Foreman or something. My grandma looks down and notices that and it didn't really even throw her. She just put a little Kleenex up her nose and kept going.
Oh. Merry Christmas.
Now I can't eat soup again for a while.
Well, I could go for soup, but yeah, the clam chowder, that's out.
Maybe not tomato soup anytime for the next couple days.
Well, that'd be better.
Yeah.
For me, it's the creamy ones that have been ruined.
Okay.
It was so horrifying, but yet it's something that I know I'll never forget.
I wish I could have heard it the very first time you ever told that story. I bet you were just so excited.
Boy, I don't remember. It's been so many years, but
How old were you at the time?
30, maybe 30 years old.
So you were doing this show already.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see this go down and think, oh my God, I can't wait to get to work on Monday?
Almost any time I spend more than 10 minutes with my family, I know I've got some kind of material. I'm sure that thought crossed my mind. And I don't remember the first time I told the story, but I certainly do enjoy telling it every time. Because it's an all-timer, and it's something that I feel very lucky to have experienced something like that.
Does your family talk about it to this day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, almost every Christmas, there's when we're planning Christmas, someone will joke about, who's bringing the clam chowder.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how this became a holiday tradition.
Well, yeah, I don't know either. It's been a hell of a deal telling it year after year.
You should write an illustrated children's book about this great Christmas tale.
My parents, some of their best friends, the wife is a children's book illustrator. I could set the two of you guys up. Maybe I could have her do some renderings.
I want Mick Foley to be involved in this, because Mick Foley's a big Christmas guy. I want Mick Foley. Who knows where we could go with that? Who knows? So there you go. Grandma has gone many years ago.
So Ashley, when you, some people are wondering, when you crashed face first while carrying bags of soup,
Yeah.
did you get a bloody nose?
Yes, I did.
Were you tempted to eat some of that soup?
I did eventually eat the soup. The soup was not ruined.
No, the soup wasn't damaged. It was just your face.
Yeah, just my face.
I love that you did your best to protect your soup.
Anything for the soup.
You didn't think at all about the face.
I was walking to my car this morning with my hands full, and that flashed through my head like it does every time. I was like, okay, so if you fall this time, throw the things in your hands away and actually use your hands to catch yourself.
I hear you. You were lucky to live through that.
Yeah, very lucky.
KARE 11's Janel Klein.
This is the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, there goes Jungle Jane right there, still in studio.
I see ya.
Haven't gotten her to run out of here just yet. We're about done. There will be a big dramatic farewell here in a minute or two. But first, before everyone heads off in different directions for the holidays, be careful this Christmas. For Christ's sake, be careful. Hell, earlier in the stupid news, we were talking about how penile fractures happen more often during Christmas, but you already knew that, right, Janelle? Janelle?
Firsthand.
Oh, there
Firsthand.
She's left. She's gone.
Both hands.
We were talking earlier about how penile fractures happen more often during the holidays. There's other things to look out for. I just don't want to lose anybody. I was reading about Christmas tree injuries.
Yeah, I just read this morning a poor lady died from a Christmas tree falling on top of her.
Oh my gosh, no way.
That's no way to celebrate the holiday.
It killed her when it landed on her? What the hell did they have hanging off of that damn thing?
It was a big one, and it just cracked her the wrong way, I guess.
Christmas tree decorated with samurai swords or something? Make sure your chairs and ladders are stable before standing on them to reach the upper branches of your Christmas tree. People come right off of the ladder or the whatever, the chair, and they're never seen again.
I still remember the Christmas that my mom did that when she was decorating. She was on the top, and she took a step back on the ladder instead of down. And yeah, she went down about like 5 feet. I thought for sure she was out.
Landed right on her ass neck.
Bounced back up though, like nothing ever happened.
There's also something in here on this report on how we can mangle ourselves on Christmas. There's something in here on people just hurting themselves, removing their Christmas storage bins from the attic or the basement or whatever. You throw your back out, you fall down the stairs, this and that lands on your head, you're done. Christmas lights burn people up. Be careful with that.
I'm always nervous about that. How long can you actually keep those on for consecutively?
Just turn them off before you go to bed.
Okay, because I'm running on 2 weeks solid, maybe 3 weeks of having them on 24/7.
24/7?
Should I be worried about
Probably
that?
have the LED ones, right?
Yeah.
They're not getting too hot.
Okay, cool.
Here's the most interesting little fact about Christmas lights. killing folks left and right come this time of year is the people who accidentally dip their Christmas lights into the water under the Christmas tree.
Oh, no.
No, you put the water in last.
Dude. Well, I'm not saying I'm saying anytime. What do you mean, put the water in last?
Like when decorating the tree? That's
Well,
the thing
yeah,
you
but
do
this is
last.
I don't think they mean like when you're initially putting the tree together.
Oh,
Just at any time, the lights might dip a little bit. You're moving the lights around.
It's scary.
Folks who burn themselves up with when they're cooking the turkey on Christmas. They spill hot fat on themselves. They cut themselves. They lose an arm while preparing dinner. Champagne corks smashing people in the eye socket. I'm telling you, be careful.
I've never seen that in real life. I've always wanted to.
Kids swallowing Christmas bulbs.
Wait. You've always wanted to.
Who said what? I missed it.
We were talking about champagne corks. I said, I've come close to that.
Smoking yourself in the eyeball with the champagne cork?
Went right over somebody's shoulder, like left shoulder. Like
But
it would have got him.
Ashley had said, I've never seen that in real life. I've always wanted to.
Oh, okay, I thought you were asking what I said.
No, that's what Ashley had said.
That'd be pretty cool.
You're the best.
Watching someone
lose an eyeball.
Lose an eyeball. And then it even goes this far as to warn kids to be careful not to fall off of Santa's lap. What does this say here? Oh, God, there was one kid who injured herself terribly while running away from a Santa impersonator because she was scared. Such a dangerous time of year. Everyone should be careful. Be careful.
Luckily, I haven't been a part of that. Paramedic Jesus, he sent us a video from a couple of years ago. He was putting up Christmas lights. He's on a ladder, and it was kind of like an icy, rainy day. And his doorbell camera caught him falling right off that ladder.
Oh, no.
Luckily, he knows how to treat an injured person.
Yeah.
Oh, that looked like it hurt so bad.
Janel Klein, thanks for another year of great company.
You guys are really the best. You are. I say this to people all the time, but whoever's listening should know you guys are not only so dang funny and talented, but truly the nicest people. So thank you for having me another year. It's been
We appreciate
a blast.
that.
Thank you. I just sent the Venmo to you for those compliments.
Something just dawned on me. We got all these Christmas presents hanging around because we exchanged gifts. Did anyone get anything for Janelle?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish you guys would have told me. I would have loved to bring you all gifts.
No.
We don't need that.
No.
Did you get something for Janelle?
I did.
Do you want her to open it on the air before we exit?
Well, I'll just hand her the keys. It's a blue Ford Fusion out front.
Is there a bow on it?
No, because it would break the rest of the car. The car would fall apart.
If you try to put a bow on top of my car, the whole thing, the wheels will just deflate.
Isn't the bow holding it together?
Yeah. That's true, yeah. If you take it off, that's trouble.
Now, what's that?
I was just going to say, we do really appreciate you giving us your time. I know how busy you are, so that was awesome. That you made it in twice this week, that's great.
I love it. I love you guys. I love coming here.
We love you too. And before we go, to our listening audience, thank you for another great year. We really, truly can't say enough about how much we enjoy doing this show because of you. Our listeners are the ones that make it a whole hell of a lot more fun than it should be. The best in town. Totally honest, there's 3-4 of you that I can't stand you. But a great majority, great majority, you make it that much more fun than it should be. So we appreciate it very, very much.
Crap. Look, that's pretty much what I wrote out to say to everybody.
Did you write something out?
Yeah.
Well, you should say it too.
I'm going to say it too, but it's almost exactly what you said. We were sorry to learn this morning 3 daughters, 1 son, Jesus, lost his grandmother. So we wanted to pass along our condolences, but in a bit of good news for the family. He also had a couple of birthdays for us to recognize. Happy 3rd birthday to Jacoby. Happy 66th birthday to his mom. I don't have a name here, but this text says we'd like to wish our twin beautiful daughters, Paige and Piper, a happy 20th birthday, December 28th, from Mom and Dad. This text reads, happy birthday tomorrow to my best bro, Orca. Happy 28th birthday tomorrow to Holly from Hughes 51 Jesus. Diesel Benz Jesus said happy birthday, little man, to Tobias, turning the big 04 next week on the 28th. This texter was looking for shout-outs to their Aunt Judy, whose birthday was yesterday, cousin Max, birthday today, and their dad Mike, who has a birthday tomorrow. Cat 6 Jesus said happy birthday to his mom, whose birthday is on the 24th, and said he's actually making up a Jesus name for mom. Oh, this is nice. Baby Fart Jesus is the name he came up with.
I'm sure she'll love that.
Text said, happy 31st birthday to my son-in-law, Chris, on Christmas Day. A text here says, happy birthday to my smoke show wife. That's from Bougie Butthole Jesus. And as Nick said more eloquently, we do want to thank all of the brother and sisterhood for another great year, being definitely one of the best parts of our everyday, and hope you have the happiest of holidays and a safe and happy new year.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
On behalf of myself and Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, we would like to wish you a very happy holidays. And don't forget, Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is open 24/7 for emergency services to make sure you stay warm this holiday season. Go to standardheating.com today.